Okay, dann jetzt leise sein, ne? Hello and welcome everyone to the TrackMania Awards 2024. You had 1 week to vote on the different categories that we presented previously, and a lot of you did. Across the 43 categories, we had 105,000 individual votes, and also for 1,800 unique people voting. And now it is time to tally all of those up and crown a winner for each category. Let's hop into the website already as well. This is how it's going to look like. Beforehand, we do want to say though that we see these awards as a chance to review the previous year and celebrate all the fantastic achievements of the community. Everyone who has been nominated here helped make 2024 a special year, and I am very grateful for that. Additionally, for after the results, we also prepared some interesting facts from the year 2024 that we would like to present to you as well. Basically, everything that we felt was worth mentioning but didn't fit into the awards. But without any further ado, let's hop into the first category of today, Story of the Year.
Exactly. Also, hello from my side. Yeah, let's hop into Story of the Year. You see here the 6 nominees that we had. First of all, 11 TrackMania Nations Forever World Records done in August. And then the low input strategies, the TrackMania updates, where we had a lot of. Then 7 people also achieving 200 STMs in the month of August. Tona leaving Nadio, and also the collaboration between TrackMania and the Formula E. So now to the winner. It is a very open category, but the winner is 11 TMNF World Records in August. Yeah, alone in August, 11 world records were driven on 9 different maps, and generally in this year there were a lot of world records beaten. You see it here in the text. By 23 players across 28 different maps, there were 38 world records. So this was a significant improvement to the previous years. And now you can see how the results look like. We have you see the unique voters under the pie chart with 1,648, and then the votes that each category got, each nominee got. And this was a very close category because you see the top 5 are all rather close together, only 20 votes difference between the first and second place. And yeah, a total of 3,070 votes were given. That means if you, everyone had, of course, up to 2 votes. So with 1,600, almost 50 people voting, it would mean that there could have been up to 3,300 votes. But some people, of course, choose to only vote for one nominee. And now to explain also this pie chart a little bit, the thing that we have 2 votes makes it a little bit more complicated. Just a small example. Imagine you have a category with 5 nominees, A, B, C, D, E, and 100 people vote, and all 100 vote for nominee A. You would say it has 100% votes. But if all these 100 also use their second vote for something else, then you have 200 votes and 100 go to nominee A, so it's only 50%. That means that these percentages are a little bit weird, especially if some people can only vote for nominee A and don't use the second, it can be then over 50. But what you can directly say, when something is close to 50%, it's very dominant. And we use these percentages only for the pie chart, however, so how big each area is. But we decided to not use the percentages in the pie chart, we just did the total votes in it. Just to explain it for all the future categories. But yeah, this is the first one, and it was a very close one. Could have been any nominee winning here.
Yeah, incredibly close, especially with the top 5. I know for a long, long time, Toner leaving Nadeo was in front as well, and the TMNF world records just caught up on the last few days. It was a very close fight in Story of the Year. The next one we want to take a look at is Battle of the Year, and what Mario said previously will probably take effect here especially. We had 6 different nominees. We had Deep Dip 2 first finish, the fight between Elcon, Bren, Hazard, and myself to finish the track first, to reach the top as the first player. We also had the 2024 18 world record between Ryan and also Curiosity, I believe. Both put 150 hours into that. We also had the Maspus battle to finish that track as first player, which was incredibly close between Elcon and Granadi, decided in the very last jump after almost 10 hours of playing. We also had the TrackMania All-States battle between Scrappy and myself, which also lasted over 1.5 months, incredibly close. The Summer 2024 campaign, which was a 3-way battle, which you don't often see in the campaign. Also very close. It was decided by like 15, 20,000 points. And then also the Tompus world record between Mother and myself as well, which also swapped hands many, many times throughout a span of 2 months. But in the end, as many people can probably also guess, it is a Deep Dip 2 first finish winning Battle of the Year. It was a really exciting time. It was so much emphasis and so many eyeballs looking at TrackMania throughout Deep Dip 2. It was an incredible event, and that is also reflected here. If we take a look now at the results, we see that Deep Dip 2, as Mario said previously, got over 50% of all of the votes, which is taking half of the pie chart. 1,542 votes going to Deep Dip 2. Now, as we said previously, if you look at the percentages, this would be like 50%, 51% or something. But to us, that would feel a little bit wrong to display that. Rather, we would showcase the votes here in comparison to the unique voters, because there were a total of 1,691 unique voters, and of those, 91% voted for a Deep Dip 2. 91% of the votes. The other categories, that is also now why we have 2 votes. There were a lot of categories with Deep Dip 2 in them, and we just felt previously already most likely Deep Dip 2 is going to win quite a lot of them, because it was just the biggest tournament, the biggest event that TrackMania pretty much had ever. I would say, in terms of like a long-standing event. And because of that, we expected to win multiple categories. And that is the reason why we gave you 2 votes, because then the second, third, fourth place is also going to be a little bit more accurate, because everybody has 2 votes. They can also vote for their second favorite as well. In this case, it was then TrackMania All-Stars Battle on second, then the Summer 2024 campaign on third, Tompus World Record on fourth. It's pretty close in general between these. Then the 2024 18 world record and Maspus battle on sixth.
Mm-hmm. Battle of the Year was also the category with the most amount of voters. We had 3,000 votes. True. We had 3,075 in this category alone. All right, let's move on to Moment of the Year. Yeah, here we have another Deep Dip nominee with Bren finishing a Deep Dip 2. Then we got this amazing last try from Lars, tying in the All-Star Styles battle against Scrappy. Then we had the moment between Granadi and Semifying, the back and forth in the Puzzlemania semi-final last seconds. And we have Pack qualifying for the World Cup at XP Evo. And I can tell you, this is the absolute expected result here between all 4 positions. Let's reveal the winner. It is Bren finishing Deep Dip 2. Yeah, this is of course deserved. Of course it is Deep Dip 2 again, but it is still deserved, I would say, after so many hours, 220 hours on day 35, he finally finished as the first one and climbed up the tower. And this is the clip with him succeeding.
If we also then look at the results, you can see again, Brent finishing deep dip is far ahead here with 1,500 votes. We also expected that as well out of the 1,680. A close second, Pack qualifying for the World Cup at XP Evo, great moment as well. There was so much at stake at that point, and everybody was looking at that event as well, who would be able to qualify between New Prime and Pack for the World Cup, and it was decided in basically the last turn when they were both finalists, so incredibly close as well. And then the other two nominees, as we also expected, trailing a little bit further behind, but we thought they still fit into this category as well. Here we can also say already that we have revamped the Discord server for the TrackMania Awards as well. The Discord server is open as it has been previously as well, and we will keep the suggestions for the suggestions channels. We will keep them open throughout the year. So if there's anything coming up where you think, for example, a moment of the year that you think deserves to be nominated, you can now write that immediately in the Discord, and we will go through all of the channels at the end of the year to decide then who will make it, who would be able to be nominated. That way, I think we can eliminate a little bit of the recency bias that often can happen. That is very difficult to not have when obviously you're only looking back at the last year at the very end of it. So because of that, as I said, we will have all of the Discord channels open, and if you join the Discord, which I would like if a mod could post it into the chat, or I will also post it in the description of the video as well. You will be able to join there and also, yeah, maybe help us a little bit to make the awards even greater for next year. I think we have a great base now working with the website and everything. The website also, once again, huge thank you to Chris, who has set up this fantastic website for us. Of course, it had a little bit of problems because we never could troubleshoot it at the when we revealed the categories and all the nominees. Then of course was of course a little bit of a problem because there were over 1,000 people trying it at the same time. So it was quite tricky, but it was still a fantastic website, and it works beautifully. Now going to performance of the year. Is there no performance in a specific competition?
All right, yeah, we got first of all Scandia in the mini RPG of the week LAN final, where they used the reverse cup mode, and he still had lots of points left when the others were already down at 0 and eliminated. Then also reverse cup mode for Epos in the Beacon World League against Granadi, Massa, and was it Wissy? Not sure about that, but he was also extremely dominant, had still a lot of points left. Then we have Yannex in the Puzzlemania Grand Final, winning all 3 maps. Then we have Carl Jr. in the World Cup, winning with a huge margin. The others were just getting over 100 points when Carl Jr. was already at 140 and closing out finalist in the most important competition of the year. Then OK Boys in the Random MX Cup with almost the perfect score, 1 round away from 0 points, but still the second lowest amount of points that you can have in this cup in the grand final. And Elcon in endurance races here, combining basically the spammy endurance races in his very dominant performances, but also the 24-hour race. Let's reveal the winner. It is, of course, Carl Jr. and the World Cup. Here you can see the picture, 138 points, and he drove world record. This is how he got into the finalist status. The others weren't even at 100 points in this moment. He needed then 2 rounds to close it out. This is of course deserved here. It's the most important competition, but also all the other nominees, of course, very, very great. You see the standings. Second place goes to Elcon here in the endurance races. Third place to Epos. And then we have a small gap to the other 3 nominees with Yannex and Puzzlemania, Scandia in the mini RPG of the week final, and the OK Boys in the Random MX Cup.
Yeah, definitely also a very deserved winner here for sure. We were also, of course, expecting that as well. Kajuna at the most important competition, winning it in very strong fashion. Next one, Achievement of the Year. We have 6 different category or nominees here. We have Hendo winning 10 cover day or cover nights in a row that he played. Then we also have a general one of just 10 players finishing a Deep Dip 2. This one we added because basically for every single person who finished Deep Dip 2, it was their achievement of the year, and only putting one person here felt a little bit wrong, so we just put everybody, like as a community, that 10 players were able to finish the track. Then we also have Elcon 21 with the RMC sweep. He won, or he got world record on all the 4 main categories in the random map challenge. And we also have Flax finishing all TMNF trials, 135 of which on the website, and he managed to finish all of the ones, besides the nameless ones, of course, that are basically not finishable humanly as far as we know currently. Then Nico with all world records in the Desert Discovery campaign, 25 maps in the campaign built by Nadeo, and he had world record on every single one of them. The first time that we saw 1 million points for one player in a category like this. And then also Focus finishing 9 Circles of Hell in 109 hours. Like, what was it, like 18,000 different Neo slides, 40,000, something like that. Crazy number. Finished it in 109 hours. And let's take a look at the winner. It is 10 players finishing a Deep Dip 2. Once again, we have Deep Dip winning here, but this time it was a lot closer. We had 1,600 unique voters, and Deep Dip 2 won by just 80. Nico, having all world records in the Desert Discovery campaign, was also incredibly close as well. We can also see here, once again, all of the different finishers of Deep Dip 2. Can I do it in order? It was obviously Bren, Elcon, Hazard, myself, Schmanio, Samifying, Clover, Kubas. Okay, I'm not sure between Kubas, Java, and then also Virtual. Those were the 10 finishers throughout the year that were able to finish Deep Dip 2. But yeah, that was the winning entry here. Also, Flags finishing all TMNF trials pretty high up. In general, this category was incredibly close. If you look at this, 679 votes for the first place, and fifth place only 449 in comparison, or with 449 in comparison. Really close category, all things considered. Then we have Comeback of the Year.
Correct. Comeback of the year. Yeah, we start off with a Boss Bass in the Encore Grand Final. We have, of course, we had pictures and the details to all of them. Far behind in points, still managed to claim the victory. Lars in the All-Styles battle on Stunt, where he was far behind. He needed a lot of author times in the last hour and got that. I think it was 26 or something ATs in 45 minutes. And with that making the comeback. Then we have Cloud, who has beaten Meep in the Gamers Assembly Canyon Grand Final. And Meep was already finalist. Cloud still needed over 20 points, and he denied then also a few times and closed it out in his first finalist attempt. Then we got a Snipe here with 12th in the Cup of the Day top 3 round. Otherwise, we got Stufts in the April Monthly Cup, the first of the monthly cups in the quarterfinal, where everyone was at 95 points. He was down in 75. Point limit was 100, and he then won every round and won this. And then we have myself versus Virtual in the very nice Time Cup, where only the winner gets a point, and Virtual was 7-4 in front. It goes until 8, and then I won 4 times in a row. The winner in this category is Boss Bass. Boss Bass in Encore. Yeah, here you see the picture now. He was down in 75 points. The others already at 92, 95, and 106. The point limit at 140. It is a grand final and very strong opponents, Visi, Binks, and Mi4. And he managed to make the comeback happen and win the whole thing. And here the results. On second place, tied in second place. Lars and myself. Hello, Lars.
Hello.
Yeah, very surprised actually for me personally that the thing in the Very Nice Time Cup got so many votes, equal to Lars's All-Styles battle, but also close by is Stuft's with the April Monthly Cup quarterfinal. And then a bit further back, we got the Snipe from 12th and then the Kenyan Gamers Assembly final. But for being Kenyan, still respectable 231 votes. Like that's just a little bit less than half of the votes from the winner here. Also very even distributed category as well.
Yeah, pretty damn close fight here, of course. Stuff like, we obviously know ourselves that stuff like Canyon or in general older games are maybe less known to some people, will probably also get less votes due to that, but we always feel like they're worth showcasing here for the great achievements that a lot of people also in other categories achieve. And even if they may not get as many votes, they always definitely worth a shout out and that more people find out about them. There's, I think, many of those cases throughout the awards here. And let's hop into the next one, which is, of course, Match of the Year.
Maybe I do that as well.
Yes, please.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. We first of all have the Kenyan SCL Grand Final, where the two Hype Boys teams played against each other in several sub matches. Points were all summed up through the sub matches, and it was only a 2 points difference between the two teams at around 326 versus 324. Extremely close for such a format. Then we have the April Monthly Cup Grand Final, the first Monthly Cup again, and the Grand Final had a quadruple finalist situation. Then we got the Game World Cup Consolidation Final. This was the match with Peck and Afi dominating by miles against Tween and Stufts. And then it became close suddenly, and we almost had a quadruple finalist there as well, even though there was 40 points difference between the two groups. Then we got the XP Evo Grand Final. Most of you know that. It had lots of stories, not just only the win for Epos in a very close final, but also the question who will qualify to the World Cup with Pack versus New Prime, with a double and finalist situation there. Then we got the LSC Grand Final. This was basically a 6-lapper competition where Vosail sniped Epos in the last lap of the last race on the finish line by 100 and won the thing with that. Very epic. And then we got the 24-hour race, which is also included here because it was so close. After 24 hours, there was a difference of, I think it was 3 checkpoints only. Before we reveal the winner, one thing I want to say, we were sadly here a bit late with adding details to these nominees. And while in other categories we have, for example, short videos, people watched these, but these long videos, nobody is watching them, obviously. So it is a bit to be expected that the more known nominees have a higher chance here, while something like the Kenyan one is of course not as known, so less people obviously vote for it. But yeah, what will win? It is not a big surprise. It is the XP Evo Grand Final. That's of course the nominee most people remember, most people watched, and it is of course also not undeserved. As I already said, there was a lot to play for in this Grand Final. And the 24-hour race was also close by, but as I already mentioned, the other 4 nominees, especially as they are not so known and with a lack of details, they had a hard time to compete with the top 2, even though they, of course, also were really cool and very close.
A really funny pie chart here, in my opinion, with the two just having so many votes. XP Evo Final and also the 24-hour race, of course, shouted for it as well with how close it was. And then the other 4, sadly, of course, trailing a little bit behind. Of course, not everybody can watch a complete match or to just do the votes here. It's a little bit tricky, of course, with a category like this, but all of these were fantastic. And if you're looking for a great match to watch, if you want to see some great TrackMania action, these, of course, can recommend if you want to check them out. But yeah, now that was stories of the year, the first subcategory or the major category of categories that we've had. The next one is runs, where we will first be taking a look at the TrackMania 2020 World Record of the year. We have 6 different nominees here. One thing I also want to say before is that we always tried when picking nominees to get a decent bit of variety, not just having competition maps, not just having campaign maps. To know, for example, have a more casual map, a different style of map, a longer map, a shorter map, and stuff like that. We always want to try to mix it up a little bit to give a decent bit of variety for everybody to vote for. And we have Spring 2024 20 as the first world record. This is, of course, the Wetwood world record by Elcon that he drove within the first 2 weeks of the campaign being out. Nobody beat it at the time. It was half a second in front of everybody. Then we have Lodgepole 94 with a half a second improvement over his own world record on the summer 2023 18 track using multiple bug sites. And we have a fantastic world record as well by Maniac on the NASCAR map from the previous campaign. Minus 1300s on this against Dopamine was very impressive. Then we, of course, also have Deep Dip 2 world record. No matter what, the world record of Deep Dip 2 would have been nominated here, as it was pretty much the most important track throughout the previous year. Then we also have a very different run here with the Puzzle Competition 5 world record by David H, which was 4.5 seconds long, beating second place by 1 second, which was insane. And yeah, a very different nominee here. And then we also have Whole Grain Spaghetti by Granadi, Wood Snow Mixed map, where he got an insane run that probably nobody besides him could reasonably beat. And let's take a look at the winner. It is Deep Dip 2 by Virtual, winning TrackMania 2020 world record of the year. It was a little bit more closer here. It is Deep Dip 2 winning with 881 votes of the 1,502 available ones. In total, we had 2,700 here. Then the Spring 2024 world record by Elcon was on second place, not too far behind. We also have then Granadis on third, the NASCAR one by Maniac on fourth, Lodgepole on fifth, and then expectably, to be honest, but we felt was deserving of a mention, David H on sixth with the Puzzle world record. All right, that was TrackMania 2020 world record of the year. Now we also have a classic world record of the year, basically the world records from previous games that we felt mentioning, because they are often very different. They have more more, how do you say it? They have more nostalgia in a way. These maps have been played for a much longer time. And in this case, especially if we take a look at ESWC A1, this world record, that the previous world record on this map was basically set on the day that A1, that the TrackMania Nations, that the stadium came out. Basically, this old world record was set, and Ollie 10 managed to beat it over 15 years later by 100th with a perfect precise run. Then we have Timonef CO4 race by Link. This, of course, if you just look at the video here, you don't immediately see that he beat the old world record by half a second with an incredible shortcut. Then, of course, we have AO7 race, possibly the last improvement we will see on AO7 by Racer. He has put in over 1,000 hours into the track, and a great run, a 0.18, beating his own world record of a 0.19 as well. He just kept pushing it. And then also we have TrackMania United Stadium C5 by Schmanio. A very difficult cut that you have to do in camera 3, landing in a bug side. And here he was able to beat the old world record, I think, by 7/10. Let's take a look at the winner. This was a really close, a difficult category with only 4 nominees, but it is AO7 race by Racer, winning with 752 votes. Incredibly close competition here. If we look especially at the second, third, and fourth place, 519, 515, and 506. all of these deserve to win, in my opinion. They were all great runs, but yeah, incredibly close competition here. But in the end, with a decent margin, actually, AO7 race, possibly the last improvement that we will see on AO7, one of the most cooked world records in TMNF, definitely winning it with 752.
That might be actually the best last place, getting
That's
506 votes and being
yeah,
last.
that's
That will be
yeah, that's
difficult to
possible.
beat.
Yeah, that will be difficult to beat. All right,
Uh,
and the next one is cut of the year.
yeah, correct. Yeah, here we have 8 nominees, and we start off with the Winter 2024 campaign, map 20. Here you see the image, then you directly remember it had 2 cuts where you basically just don't take a turn, instead just jump down the hill. And then we got here the bug used for a cut on a campaign map, where you basically go through these teleport gates, or you teleported them basically away from the gate, the car switch gate. Yeah, the next one is the corny cut on summer 2024-07, where he was the only person to be able to make this cut and get the world record with it, just by 900s. It's just barely faster, but he was the only one managing this cut. Then we got, many people suggested it in the Discord, of course, because it was still very recent, the fall 01 cut, the incredible bug slide into bug slide combination, with also a cool skin. Then we got also from the fall campaign the 08 cut within the first Überbug in TrackMania 2020, and followed by another corny cut, this time a cut from a track of the day, Roller Coaster Beach, which was a reactor cut that we included here. Next up, we have the cut on Virtual's Pyramidori, which is mainly here because of the story behind it, because there was a huge prize pool for beating the AT. In the end, there were then 2 prize pools for beating the AT with cut and for beating the AT without cut, because it got beaten way too quickly for Virtual's liking. And then we have Citronelle, which is a cut that was done after the track was not track of the day anymore. It got done later, but very cool. Like, he gained a lot of time, was also the only person to do it. So there are a bunch of really good ones, especially 01 and 08 were mentioned a lot in the Discord as they are recent, so we kinda assumed that it's gonna be one of them, but which one will win? It is Fall 2024-08 by Emelius.
Yeah, we can see it as well. Also, once this is the world record that won. Why is it saying there's music? This is the world record that won cut of the year.
Yeah, I think Emelius was also the one that found that cut, and is the one that got world record with it, if I'm not mistaken.
Insane stuff.
Otherwise, you guys can write in the chat now.
Yeah, the first time we've had a Uber cut like this in the game. It also just fits so perfectly on this track. It's just really nice. It saves, I think, a whole 2 seconds. This is a pretty tough category here for sure. Second place was, of course, also the other Fall 2024 cut that we saw for the 08 one.
Which was also found by Emelius, right?
Yes, I believe so as well. He was, I believe, the first one to do it.
Yeah.
And very interestingly, the third place here is the one from Corny on summer 2024-07, where he bounced below the water, or through the water below a structure into the finish with a plastic bounce. Getting 430 votes, not that far away from first place. And interestingly, I say that because nobody mentioned that one. Like, everybody forgot about it until the awards. Like, nobody mentioned it in the Discord or anywhere.
This is exactly the reason why we opened the Discord already now, so that you can now already vote for the things that you remember. You can also already look a bit back. We had the Red Bull stages and so on, if you remember something from there. I, of course, also note things down during the year in my Google Sheet again. But this is, of course, one of the reasons. It's hard to remember that at the end of the year. And yeah, it was not really mentioned, interestingly.
Yeah. Also, one extra thing I want to mention as well is that if you want to see these cut runs, of course, we're not showing every single one now, only the winner. If you want to see these again, the award website will be still up and running. You can also take a look at the resets later on. After we are done with the show today, you will be able to see and check out all of the resets as well. Take a look at the pie chart and all of the stats and everything. You can even download them. You can even download it as a Excel file, basically. And yeah, basically, you can take a look at if you want to see some of these cuts again. If you missed the previous reveal or the time where you could vote for them, you can check them out afterwards as well. The website will stay open for now. And the next one we have is Classic Cut of the Year. Four nominees here. This is again, as in the previous category, just cut world records from the older TrackMania games. We had four different ones from different games. We have the TMNF CO2 race cut by Jan, basically taking a different line over the dirt. It looks like a very, very simple cut. In fact, if you would play this track in TrackMania 2 or in TM 2020, it would be very easy. You could almost do it consistently. However, in TMNF, due to bugs making it much, much harder, the cut was undone, even though it was known about for over 6 years. And now was finally completed by Jan in a world record run. The next one is TMN Race H2 by Rezo. Really cool reroute using a nose bug at the very end to jump over a border. Really cool and creative stuff by Rezo on this track. Then we also have TM2 Stadium D3 with a newfound cut here as well. Oh, after 10 years of this game being out, I think Phipps spent over 50 hours or something on trying to make this one work, jumping below the sculpture into the checkpoint here. It's basically this jump right here. He's jumping below. You're supposed to go above it normally. And then we also have TM2 Canyon BO3, a canyon cut that we didn't see for a long, long time in the new canyon cuts. It's quite was quite rare, but we did see one this year again. Also, after over 10 years of this game being out, this was a known cut for a very long time, but finally successfully achieved by us Faulty. And now the cut winner, the classic cut winner of the year is going to be, out of these four different ones, pretty close in this one as well, but it is CO2 race driven by Jan, getting 616 votes over the others. We can also watch it once. I believe this one was found by Yaf as well. At least I remember a YouTube video by him as well, where he showcased it for the first time. Yeah, basically driving the dirt up here, warbang, that's the complete normal world record line. And now the important thing is you jump out here to the right. This is not necessarily that much faster, but what is fast is that you jump back onto the road here with a lower jump, and with that have more speed over the old world record. And then he also still has to drive a pretty clean run here to survive the run on world record pace. Not the easiest thing in the world. We can also take a look here at the comparison against Raisins, I believe. So the start here is not too far behind the old world record, then jumps to the right here, and then back onto the road with a lower jump here and has more speed, and with that overtakes the old world record. And then the thing is, he also drives a very good last turn as well. So quite a nice run here by Jan, finally making this cut a reality. If we look at the resets here, of course, Razor's cut on TMN Race H2 was not too far behind either, with 525 votes. Also the one by FIP on TM2 Stadium, also not that far behind with 475. In general, a pretty close category. I'm also pretty surprised that, and it's nice to see that Canyon, even though the Canyon cut got last place, it still got 334 of the votes. A decent tally, I would say. So nice to see.
Yeah, now we move on to the reroute of the year. Yeah, special cuts where they take a different checkpoint order. And we have here 3 track of the days and 1 campaign map. Starting off with the campaign map, which is Winter 2024 map 22. Maniac here with a world record. where he basically turns around near the start on a penalty crest in order to get the reactor boost up. And with the reactor boost up, yeah, we can maybe just show it.
Yeah, just show the one part.
Yeah, exactly. Here he gets now reactor boost up, uses that to jump over and getting a zoop and a zoop into a box slide. This is the reroute. Then we have ARPA on the track of the day. This is basically going through the whole track. It ends in a very difficult overwall, but he starts already with a dirt overwall. Completely different route, and there was even a second route in the middle. You could choose a little bit how you do it. Then we got pool speed, also a very nice reroute, starting relatively early on here with that flip at the landing, then jumping onto the red boosters to the next checkpoint, then a quite difficult left drift into the triangle, ideally, to then double respawn using the speed and then jumping to the finish. Also a nice reroute. And the last one is the Magnesium track, also track of the day from Bushito Paco. Jumps out here. The interesting thing is basically at the end of his cut, you can really see how he just is barely faster, but this landing here in the inside line gives him the advantage over the normal records. Yeah, those are the 4 records. Now, I had already here a guess, because we have, of course, 3 track of the days, and 1 map stands out. And of course, if someone votes for a track of the day, would he give the second vote then to the non-track of the day? We will see. What is the winner? Yeah, it stands out quite a lot. Actually, the campaign map wins then over all the other 3 that have then rather similar votes. Mime with pool speed beats the other track of the days, is in second place, then Pushito Paco, the APA reroute, then actually in last, but also with a lot of votes. But yeah, the campaign map, maybe that is actually the reason why it won over the other 3 tracks. As it had 3 track of the days as opponents.
Yeah. Going to the last category in runs, it is TAS of the year, tool assisted run of the year. And we had some insane runs here, insane new finds as well on these tracks. First of all, AO1 race, Yosh, who is also, of course, known for other YouTube videos that he creates, was able to find a new mid-road bug here on AO1 race to get lower airtime in the jump and keep with that a little bit more speed and beat out the old TAS world record by 200ths of a second. Then also AO6 obstacle, we have a new cut. Like, people thought about this cut for ages, and even with TASing, it used to be not possible for the longest time until Yav as well was able to find a little bit more speed in out of the first turns or the first transitions, and with that was able to get enough speed to make this Uber bug happen.
Might be
Then we have
Igentool, not Yav. Also the
oh yeah,
video was by
Igentool, not
Igentool.
true. It was Igentool, true. I mixed them up a little bit. I'm sorry for that. Then we also have nose boost TAS, of course. Nose boost, an insane trick in TASes, and we want to include one of them at least here. Which was an insane nose boost task on DO7 race with a lot of people collaborating. So many hours went into this to get this track done in under 20 seconds. Just insane stuff that they were able to create here. I think the most impressive one from the last year. And then we also have EO2 Endurance, no nose boost. So basically the opposite of what we saw previously. It is basically doing EO2 race with a completely new reroute and doing everything without nose boosts. In really, really sick run here by Mufa, definitely also worth a watch. Then we have Decimation Trial by Skycrafter, I believe, a 38-minute long trial task, which is like optimized all the way through. 3 months of work, absolutely insane effort on this one. Finding also so many new cuts on this one as well. I think 40, 50 new cuts or something. Insane stuff as well on this one. And also we have Island E rewrote by, or rather you could say teleport slides by Kimura. Finding a new way to do the ending and beating out his old TAS world record by 10 seconds and the actual world record by over 30. Doing some insane stuff here with the island car to get into the finish. But in the end, it is AO1 Race, the most infamous track in TrackMania, or the most famous track in TrackMania, with a new mid-road bug winning with 472 of the votes. A pretty close category here as well. AO6 Obstacle with a new Huber bug on a second place with 416. And then a little bit of a gap to the others with Decimation, the trial on third, really close here with then DO7 nose boost, then EO2 no nose boost as well on fifth, and the Island E reward by Kimura. But yeah, in general, very close category between these. All right, and with that, we're moving on to events. With the first one being regular Cup of the Year, basically tournaments that happened regularly in the throughout the last year, basically weekly or monthly competitions. And let's take a look.
Yeah. We start off here with a Bon Cup, of course, well known, hosted nowadays by Schenker again, and has lots of players. Sometimes it needs multiple extra servers so that everyone can play. Then we got the Spammy Endurance Race, which happened yeah, for a few months on some weekends, and afterwards now Granadi's big cup here, the Big Yak Monthly Cup, with also some monthly finals already in the past year. Then the mini RPG of the week every Wednesday happening. They also created this really interesting plug-in with the dangerous zone, like a specific knockout format where you don't get knocked out after one round. You first go into the danger zone, and then in the danger zone you can get knocked out if you don't perform. Then we have the Spammy of the day. He hosted lots of those, and also with a lot of people participating every time. Also made a series with letters. Then we got the HD Weekly. This is obviously now the most unknown of these. However, it has to be mentioned here because of the huge amount of prize money that this weekly cup had. It went over 31 weeks, and every single week it was a $100 prize pool, plus then playoffs with $1,250 as well. Was happening always Saturday evening and had also good players, but just not many. Then puzzle competition hosted by Lars every month, now almost every month, where people have 1 week time to create a puzzle track to his pre-built map and drive a fast time on it, with a reveal then 1 week later after the deadline. And then we got the Random MX Cup, which came back thanks to the donations in the 24-hour race 2023. They brought this cup back, which is just an amazing cup. A team competition with knockout, and in the qualifications with relay race, very unique. So, the winner. And not so unexpected, it is the Bon Cup. Congratulations to Schenker. Yeah, it got 958 votes and has, with that, over twice as many votes than second place already. The others then quite close together. Granadi's Cup then in second place. Then we got both a spam competitions here, Spammy of the Day and Spam Endurance Race, next to each other. Then comes the puzzle competition by Lars, then the mini RPG of the week, the Random MX Cup, and as expected, because not as known, the HD Weekly then in the last place.
Yeah, that was a regular cup of the week of the year. I want to say of the week, which would fit to the category, but yeah, Schenker winning it for, or also Leoris, who worked on it previous as well, a lot. But yeah, Bon Cup winning it. Then we go to offline event of the year, basically LAN tournaments that happened. There were sadly not that many throughout the last year. There were a lot of different ones where we that we had to choose in between. Obviously, the most important one being XP Evo, that had the biggest attendance, also the most content made around it. But we also had Comic Con Baltics with a lot of strong players participating, coming from many different countries over to, I believe, Lithuania. Then Mini RPG of the Week LAN as well, which was a very unique LAN for Mini RPG, hosted by one person in particular who worked a lot on it to get it going. Then we have the big LAN race as well, which was at the Gamescom. Had a little bit of a lower attendance, but huge amount of prize pool, 5,000 euros as well. And because of that, we also felt like it was worth a mention. So these four for us stood out. There's of course many others like Holy in Lyon, many offline events in the US as well happening, or like play zone LANs and stuff like that. There were a lot of ones at a similar kind of scale to these three. But of course, as pretty much everybody would expect here, it is XP Evo winning it, and it was not too close. XP Evo getting 1,261 votes. Unique voters was at 1,351. Probably the biggest percentage we have seen so far. Over 55% of all votes, and you have 2 votes going to XP Evo, which is quite impressive. But yeah, 1,261. Then in second place, we have the big LAN race with 442. Comic Con Baltics with on third with 391. And also on fourth place, we have the Mini RPG of the Week LAN with 211. Here also, again, it's I would like to also get some feedback on from some of you as well on the 2 votes that we gave. I think for especially categories like this that have a very expected, to be honest, winner, I think it helps a lot to differentiate the second, third, or fourth places, because if you really liked, for example, the Comic Con Baltics or the big LAN race or whatever, and you wanted to vote for it, but you obviously believe that XP Evo should win, then you would have to take away your vote kind of in a way. And I believe that the 2 votes made it a lot better in this year
Yeah,
in that way.
if there was just one vote here, then the 90 people that didn't vote for XP Evo, they basically would have decided over the other positions.
Yes.
Yeah, and with the 2 votes, we basically avoided that, so it is a more fair result than for the other nominees. All right, let's move on to the online event of the year. Yeah, here we start off with the 24-hour race, which worked very flawlessly. Plus, it had, of course, this amazing battle between the 2 teams for the first place. Then we got the Beacon World League with very great map pack. Also, the maps were definitely super good, and also the matches were very nice. Then we got Deep Dip Tour. Obviously, that is an event that happened last year, and it was a huge one. Then Kaki Reloaded. Of course, we always have Kaki each year. Also, many players attending there. Then Marchi Monday, by the way, tomorrow, grand final of the next Marchi Monday season. Yeah, was also, of course, also happening again with huge prize pool. And the Volvic Duo Dash, which was done by Big, and also great content, like teams of 2 players teaming up together, and we had lots of pros participating there. And yeah, the winner in this category, and it is not so surprising.
Drum roll, please. It is Deep Dip.
Deep Dip. Yeah, it is another category where the second vote comes in handy. Of course, yeah, you might say, oh, again Deep Dip, but it is of course deserved. Yeah, and the votes also show that it's not just the vote because of Deep Dip. It is of course also deserved. There is so much work was put behind the scenes to make this whole thing possible. The map, the event, the plugin, everything was perfect for the event. And then, of course, this great battle as well. It wins here as well. But it gets followed by the 24-hour race in second place. Then Kaki gets into third, followed then by the Beacon World League, Volvic Duo Dash, and Marchi Monday. The last two quite close together.
There you go. That were the events of the year. Now we go on to mapping for map of the year. This is honestly one of the hardest categories for us, in our opinion, because the maps last year were incredible. The first one we had is still V66. It is a 1 hour long technical map built by many mappers together, over 25 mappers, I believe. They worked so long on this one, and great to see it finally come together. They worked on this for over a year and came out last year. Incredible track. And was a lot of fun to play. We also have Pocket Universe by Zaphiron as well, a new type of RPG map, an isometric with an isometric view. You had, I believe, 9 different worlds that looked like this. You go through the Italian town or something like that. There was a little bit of a story, and it was really nice to discover and play. Then, of course, most obvious nominee, Deep Dip 2, the track that everybody tried to finish earlier in the year. Of course, in Map of the Year as well. Then we have At the End of Nothing, map by, I believe, Squeaky. 3 minute long transitional full speed track. Incredible work on this one. Spent a lot of time on this as well, getting it built, and yeah, really cool track for the full speed scene, but also in general, just great stunts, great spectacle, and also amazing scenery. And the next one also, of course, having amazing scenery. Fallen Angel by Intax. 5 minute long full speed transitional track, also with a lot of transitions, but the key feature of this one was that it had no checkpoints, similar to Deep Dip. So far, sadly, nobody has finished it yet. I believe 2 people have finished the checkpoint version, though, where you get 4 checkpoints, I believe, across the track in 1 minute intervals. But yeah, a great track, amazing scenery by Intax. And then we have Explode Return, a very different track. If you look just at the screenshots, you wonder why is this in here. I believe most people did, but as a really cool concept with the track pieces falling into place in front of you. Very unique. We've never seen this before, and that's why we wanted to shout it out and add it here as well into the awards. And then we have 2 trial maps for different styles. We have seen a lot of trial maps previously as well. Stuff like also Maspus, for example, in a similar Vampus style. We have seen those a lot, but these ones stuck out to us because one of which, Untrodden, being Ice, I believe 50 checkpoints. Ice trial, and so far the hardest known Ice trial in the game. I believe only 3 people have beaten it so far. Some of the best Ice players in the world needing over 20 hours to finish it in their first trial. Really difficult Ice trial map here by Doogie. Also had a 1,000 euro prize pool, I believe. And then we also have Mandibula, very unique concept as well. Tech trial built by Kerberos, something we've never seen before. A tech trial map where you had to get really good drifts to be able to complete the track. And the winner is, as in many other categories, of course, as well, it is Deep Dip 2, but this time a lot. Oh, it's actually not that much closer, never mind.
But it didn't even get 1,000 votes.
Yeah, not even 1,000 votes. Incredibly close to that. 999 from the 1,447 unique voters. But of course, again, we can say that all of these were incredible. To be honest, in obviously the unique impact that Deep 2 had on the community and 16 different people mapping together, of course, it was incredible. It's easy to forget sometimes how much work went into the track, and if the track wasn't good, the event wouldn't have been as good either. To be honest, we believe that the top 5 here all could have easily won previous years. every single one of these would have been a map of the year in like 2023, 2022, or could have been rather, at least. They were all incredible. Map of the year was really, really stacked this year. But yeah, in the end, it goes to Deep Dip 2, just shy of 1,000 votes. And then we have Mapper of the Year.
Indeed, Mapper of the Year. We have here Bumilette. He is, of course, a little bit the extraordinary nominee, building the old car maps. Then we got Jabski. He had a lot of track of the day maps last year. Then we got Intex as our third nominee. Link, of course, also many track of the days in the past year. The fifth nominee is Spec, and then we have also Squeagle. He got a lot of awards on TMX with his tracks. And yeah, this was open for us who might take it here. The winner in Mapper of the Year is Intex. GG to Intex. Here are the results. Actually, it wasn't even that close. He has quite a good gap to second place Link, and also Link has a good gap to third place Spec. Then, however, it's very close, especially between Jabski and Squeagle, and Bumilette then in last place, but also getting 163 votes at least.
Yeah, Intax, a back-to-back winner of Map of the Year. Quite rare to see that. He won in 2023 as well, and now also in 2024 with 763 votes. As we shown previously, of course, he built Fallen Angel, but he also built multiple track of the day maps as well, and also some competitive tracks throughout the year. Great stuff. Of course, Intex is not going to be as available throughout this year because he, I believe, has military now through this year. So maybe this was his last chance to win currently. We'll see. We'll see if he is still able to cook in this year as much as he did last year. But yeah, GG's to Intex for winning Map of the Year once again. First place with 763 votes. Next one is Competitive Map of the Year. And here we have four different ones. This was very hard for us to define. We have tried to only pick one from each tournament, and for that we have chosen Vixa's Stratospire's map for the TrackMania 24-hour race. It was a great map, 5 minutes long, didn't really get old even after driving it for 24 hours for a lot of people. It was a fun map, very huntable as well, and I think was a fun map for most people. Then we also have a Drip Drop by Wizzy, a very creative wet wheel map. It features a lot of water elements in the track. We felt this was pretty unique. A map was built for the Parser the Pan and American Solo League. Then we also have Beacon World League Arrogate by Kerberos, also a very unique track. Kerberos really becoming a great competitive mapper throughout the last year. This one starting with Reactables up, a lot of different elements, very creative track here. In general, with the Beacon World League maps were very creative, was hard to choose. And then we also have Roll Cage, the World Cup map by Karluki, a very fun map. It is this one right here with the... Oh, that is one too far. We have the one with all the dirt elements on the side, and yeah, using a lot of creative elements with reactor boost, some wood, and yeah, very creative competition map. But in the end, there can only be one winner, and it is going to be World Cup 2024 Roll Cage by Karluki, winning with a 645 of the votes. Second place going to Vixer with 589 votes for his Stratospire map, and then the Beacon World League and Parser maps by Kerberos and Wizzy training a little bit further behind. Of course, this is a bit of a difficult category. Of course, not many people are competitive players, so not many people will know these maps or have played them competitively, so it's a bit of a harder category to vote for, I believe. But yeah, in the end, it is the World Cup map by Kaluki, barely edging out Stratospires by Vixer. I think I will also do the next category as well immediately because we have a very, very interesting one here. It is Competitive Mapper of the Year. We have Wizzy, who built a lot of great maps throughout the year, basically just a competitive mapper. He built like over 8-9 different for 8-9 different competitions last year. We have Kerberos, which we mentioned previously as well, who really came or became a great competitive mapper throughout the last year. Roxy also participated in a lot of different events in mapping and built quite a few nice maps as well. I believe for Beacon, for especially for XP Evo, but also for other competitions as well. Whiskey. It was a bit hard to choose a category for Whiskey because he was a great competitive mapper, but also a great normal mapper as well. We placed Whiskey in competitive mapper for some great maps that he built for the, I believe, for obviously World Cup with a spin-off, but also other competitions like Comic-Con Baltics, I believe, as well, and a few others as well. Vixer, we mentioned previously, both the Stratospires map, the 24-hour race map, but also a few other competition maps, and also Roquette, also a very known name you will see a lot when you find a new map pack for competition. Built some great maps as well. And I can tell you one thing. Some of the categories we've seen previously, of course, were landslide victories with one category winning by far. This category, however, you guys voted in a way where Chris had to rework the code of the website. Because, in fact, with over 1,400 votes, I believe, again, it ended up in an exact tie between Rizzy and Whiskey. Both of them getting exactly the same amount of votes, 643. So we will crown Rizzy and Whiskey both as competitive mapper of the year. This, especially, it was decided in the last hour of the voting phase. The last votes came in. It was so close. They were close between 10-20 votes all the time when we checked. But yeah, in the end, it was just the exact same points. And the funniest thing is, imagine if we decided this by alphabet, Rizzy versus Whiskey. How did you both ended up on the exact same votes? It's really funny. Really funny. Yeah, you should do a collab map together. Yeah, definitely. Wait, Whiskey, you voted for Wizzy? Ain't no way. There's no way. Really? Now imagine that Wizzy voted for you. That would be really funny. But yeah, that was competitive mapper of the year. All right, ending up in an exact tie and us having to rework the website for that. Thank you very much. Okay, next one is a track of the day of the year. We have 8 different nominees for this one here as well. So let's take a look.
Yeah. We start off here with Detonate, a map built by Carl Luki. It was a speed tech map. We tried to focus on different styles here, of course. This one was also mentioned a lot. You see it here in the thumbnail. It had this feature with a meteor tracker with these boxes flying away. There were also some fireworks next to the track. Otherwise, a very clean speed tech map. Next up, we have a Dust Park, which is a very unique dirt map in this kind of motocross feeling around this dirt hill. And then we got in this map here, Last Whisper, with multiple map authors, was around the Halloween time. With this theme of these castle blocks, but generally, a bit RPG-ish the track. It had a quarter pipe jump and also some other interesting and creative transitions. Then we go to the next one, which is a NASCAR map, overshadowed by Ego, it's called, built by Squeagle and Lackadal. Very fast-paced, incredible scenery. If you look there in the thumbnail in the back, like what the heck? The next one is another speed tech map. It's here because it had the best karma after the thank you map from Tona. and also typical prof, very clean speed tech. The next one is a troll map, like a first of the month map, a TrackMania. This Carrera racing track, very unique and also very nice to play. Next one, we have SSX Sunridge Summit, based on another game. I don't know it, but it is
A
incredible.
snowboarding game. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it has different routes that you can take. It was very difficult in the Cup of the Day seeding, I remember, finding the best line. And yeah, just extremely well made. Then we go to the last one, which is mainly in because not because of the route, but because of, first of all, the scenery is all done with only the vanilla blocks and items. Plus, there was many streamers have been doing voice lines for the cars in the scenery, and you could then basically do an RPG-ish adventure if when you were talking to all those cars and in the end rescuing a cat.
Yeah, this was basically an RPG story type of track hidden as the track of the day.
Yeah.
It was mostly in as the RPG map because that was a very unique thing that we don't really usually see in track of the day.
Exactly. And yeah, those are the 8 maps. And the winner, and I think very deserved, it is SSX Sun Ridge Summit by Oklavukixus. He won with a huge margin, twice as many votes as second place, and then it's incredibly close. Like we have here 8 nominees, and they are so close together. Also second place goes to Detonate by Karluki. Then we have actually the Slotmania, the LoL Cup of the Day map, in third place, almost second. Followed then by the Nesca map by Squeakle and Lakadal. And then comes Vanilla Construction, surprisingly high up in 5th place, beating Last Whisper. And then we got the Prof map only in 7th and Dust Park in 8th place.
Yeah, on a when we also have like 8 votes like this, it's also can be definitely said that having a very unique track is very helpful. For example, we did have 2 different speed tech maps in Detonate and RGB, which can be a little bit detrimental for your votes. Then, of course, if you have a very unique track, like for example, Slotmania being very unique, the only first of the month map that we included here can, of course, help your votes as well. But that's also a thing that we try to help a little bit with the way that we choose the different nominees, but definitely a thing that will still inevitably happen here and there, but definitely still very deserved for every single track here, and yeah, incredible. SSX, the SSX map was just incredible. Really, like if it is that close, it's quite. It really stands out if you are that far ahead. And now with the campaign of the year.
Yeah, okay. We start here with Flink's Acrobatics campaign, was relatively early in the year. It basically is a campaign consisting of maps in this TrackMania Nations Forever style. The Nadeo style where they used acrobatic maps, like the maps were also called a bit differently in TMNF. Some of them had acrobatic in their name. And the maps that Flink built, they have basically this style just built in Team 2020. Many players actually played those tracks. Then we got the original school, which, as Granati said, I watched this video, this is what Nadeo should have done. This is basically a campaign teaching you exactly how the cars work, and there's also a media tracker in every single track that explains you what you have to do to be fast. So from map to map, you learn the new things, and you get them explained by GPS with text, with supporting text, basically. Then we got the Minecraft campaign, Project MC. Of course, huge and had also good trailers and just amazing campaign with lots of work behind it. Then the SB Ville campaign, that was very recent, came in the ending of 2024 with yeah, very decent maps, of course, as well, 25 in a row. Seconds to Go, very special campaign where the first map is 1 second long, the second map is 2 seconds long, and so on, until map 25 being then 25 seconds long, obviously. Many known players have mapped for this campaign. And then we got a campaign from Scrappy's community, the Sushi campaign, as our last nominee. And the winner in Campaign of the Year 2024 is the Minecraft campaign. Project MC gets the most votes, but as you can see, just barely. The Villa campaign in second place is only 25 votes short. Then we have a standalone third place for Seconds to Go, and then comes Flink's Acrobatic Original School, and I guess the Sushi campaign would have had a few more votes if Scrappy had streamed the TM Awards as well.
But yeah, definitely a deserved winner with all the work that Evirius and the others helping with the Minecraft campaign put into it. Really, really unique concept for a campaign. Of course, in comparison to the other campaigns, it was, I believe, only 8 maps in comparison to the others usually having like 25, even the original school having 75 different maps. But yeah, very, very worthy winner. And I believe that's it for the mapping section of the awards. We are now going into creations, and the first one is Creative Project of the Year. We have 4 different nominees here. The first one being Puzzle Mania, which was a new concept. You might have seen it recently as well, used in Twitch Rivals. It was an idea by a shorty using the puzzle mode as a competition with inviting streamers and them fighting at the same time. They had 30 seconds to drive the fastest time possible. They couldn't see each other's routes. Was very exciting, and also was good enough to be used this year as the mode for the Twitch Rivals, which was really fun. Then we also have TrackMania, a very unique concept. Came to be from the 24-hour race, where it was used every hour. Later on, it was repurposed into a whole website. Basically, what it is, it's like a Wordle where you have to guess a word. In this case, you have to guess a TrackMania player and buy a certain some information like their prize money winnings, their age, their country, and
team.
yeah, stuff like that. You can deduce which player you have to search for. Then we have the Deep Dip 2 sector run made by Schmanuel and Virtual. Great run, cutting down the world record of 36 minutes or something down to 15 minutes, which is really, really sick. Also, finding multiple new world records as well, not world records, multiple new cuts along the track in the process. Very, very cool stuff by them there. And then for this one, I want to say sorry. We had, of course, a lot of work to put everything together just in time. And for this one category here, we had the wrong video at first and the wrong description. We first wrote TrackMania Nation Server Alpha Physics Mod or something like that. But the one that we were talking about was the TrackMania Nations Classic mode, beta physics mod, basically. This is a recreation of how the stadium car would have behaved on the old physics from the bench replay file that was still in the game. And then they created also a campaign alongside it. This one had the wrong name at first, so I want to say sorry about that. Of course, we have 43 different categories, and it was a lot of work to get all of this done in the first place. But yeah, I'm sorry to have had the wrong video there at first, but we did finish it after or we did fix it after the first day. But yeah, anyways, for Creative Project of the Year, out of these 4 nominees, let's see who wins it. And it will be Puzzle Mania, the competition thought up by a shorty, winning with 904 votes. Great to see. Then a Deep Dip 2 sector run on in a close second on second place. Track made it really close as well with just 19 votes behind the Deep Dip 2 sector run. And then, of course, as expected, the TrackMania Nations Classic mode a bit further behind. But yeah, really close fight for the top spot between the top 3. But yeah, Shorty winning it, not second place.
It was, of course, helping that we had another Puzzlemania during the voting phase.
Yes, that is true. Yeah, we had a Puzzlemania, of course, in Twitch Rivals right before the voting phase, so that helped. Definitely. All right, and then we have Emote of the Year. This is definitely an interesting one. Can I even fit all of them on the screen here? We have Ben. We have also Blah as well. We have Cinema. We have Glorp. We have Jeepers. We have Yuh. We also have LOL. And the last 3 we have is, of course, during Deep Dip, we had Quack, also with different versions as well. We also have Yak, very influential emote, and also XDD coming in, well, 2 different variants across the TrackMania scene and across the various TrackMania channels on Twitch. But yeah, this is a fun category. We just want to add this just in general, also just out of curiosity, who would win out of these. I think it's a pretty fun one because there are quite a few emotes that originate from the TrackMania community and that are very heavily used in this community. But let's take a look who wins out of these 10 different nominees. And it will be XDD. XDD winning it
XDD.
with 557 votes. Honestly, I'm a little bit surprised. 557 votes. Blah on second place with 459 votes out of the 1,400, of course. Then we have Cinema. That was my expectation for first place, to be honest. On third place for 422 votes. Then we have Yek on fourth place, 369. And then, interestingly, I mean, I don't know how interesting it is really. It's Twitch emotes. It's fifth place with a bit of a gap. The other 4 had basically the double amount of votes. Fifth place being a Quack, of course, very used during the Deep Dip 2. And then we have Ben, LOL, Glorp, Jeepers, and Yu as well on the remaining positions. All right, there you go. That was Emote of the Year. The next one we have is Meme of the Year.
Correct. Yeah, here we have 6 nominees. The first one, very funny, is Granadi versus Sander meme. You might all know that clip basically where the chess master comes in to play against the young boy. And this meme is of course really great. You can watch it on the website if you didn't see it before. Then we have here the stuns, 1 million points due to these interesting, this interesting game mode by Nadio. It was possible to do just a 6-hour-long run, jumping on a bumper and getting by far the most points with that. And Ender made a meme out of that. Then we got homologated, a word that was highly used in the TrackMania World Tour, and at first nobody knew what that actually means. Then the next one is one of the many Sartel memes. We could have actually also put multiple others in because he has a lot of great memes. We choose now to take one, and we choose this one, especially also due to the music having no problems. The map review server meme, and then we got virtual sliding and mayonnaise, and we actually have found now where it came from.
Okay, can maybe show that once.
I have to pay you to see you slide around your floor covered in mayonnaise pretending to be a TrackMania car on a nice map.
Yeah, there you go. That's the...
Yeah, and that continues, however. So there are then multiple donations coming in, always from the same guy, again with another rhyme that he wants virtual to slide on the floor covered in mayonnaise. And it was then just sticking as a meme in his community. Then we have this amazing clip. It could have been also a clip of the year. We put it now in meme of the year. Yeah, the toilet sounds that Lufok had to hear or listen to in the matchmaking voice chat. So, who of them wins? It is gonna be Granadi versus Sander. And now let's have a look at it.
I think this one we can... Muscle at the ending is just too good.
Yeah,
But yeah,
this,
here
this,
we
this
go
really
with the
kills it.
results.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Granadi versus Sander,
It-
very close
it
in
was
front of
close.
matchmaking guy. Yeah,
Very close, yeah. Also the toilet clip almost won it, and also would have been a deserved winner. Was just too funny, that clip. Homologated actually also close by in third place. Didn't think that. And then comes the stunt meme, also decent votes. And then with a bit of a gap, but still it got votes, the virtual mayonnaise meme. And the Satel actually in last, that is something that
Yeah.
Satel doesn't deserve, to be honest. Like, he does really good memes.
Yeah, I feel a little bit bad about that because honestly, if we had a meme creator of the year category, Sartre would win, like for real, 100%. Like it was very hard to pick one of the like 50 different memes he made it across the year. Maybe a different one would have been better, who knows? Of course, other ones were difficult. We just checked which ones had the most likes, and all of those, this one stood out from the most people. But yeah, a little bit robbed there maybe. But yeah, Granadi versus Sander, incredible meme by Warmy, I believe. Really fun, and also then the fork really close. Homologated also very close because it was a meme that just kind of stuck throughout the year. Next one, we have a skin designer of the year. We have 4 different nominees here. We have Skins as the very first one, made many different great skins. You can see all of them on his or on the website as well here, of course, that we have linked. One of which, of course, being the XP Evo skin that was made for the competition, but also many other great skins as well throughout the year. Then we also have Leviathan with many great skins as well, coming into the scene now really, and being a more known entity in the skin designing community, and I also really liked this skin here as well. Then we have Mars as well, also a newer one as well, newer entry in the skin designing community, making quite a few great skins for different teams as well throughout the last year. And then lastly but not least, we have Shumi. Also, so many great skins throughout the year made by Shumi, for example, for the World Cup and for ITB and many other great teams. But then also we have this one that we wanted to showcase, which just, in my opinion, looks amazing, the Halcyon skin that he created. And let's take a look at who wins a lot of these ones. It was a very close fight at first between them. I think like last place was like 20 at 20%. First place was at like 30%. It was incredibly close at first, but in the end, it is Shumi winning it. In the end, also gaining a lot of traction and then having a bit of a bigger lead. 618 votes going to Shumi. Then on second place, we have Skins, of course, the 2 most known skin creators throughout the year. Then on third place, we have Mars, and on fourth place, we have Leviathan, but still great amount of votes for this category. This category had a little bit less votes because, of course, a very difficult category to be knowledgeable about, and most people aren't that knowledgeable about the skin creating community. But yeah, still everybody getting pretty good votes here. And yeah, in the end, Shumi winning it with 618. All right, and the last one we have for this is Plugin of the Year.
Yeah, our first nominee here from the 4 nominees overall is the Dips++ plugin. That was, of course, the main plugin used for Deep Dip. And it was, of course, very good and necessary to have it. I really like the fact that you could spectate very easily other players without giving up your run. I think that was one of the main things that I liked about it, but very good, and also no problems with that plugin. Then the editor route, which helps you to see basically when you build a map and you test something, you test a jump, and you know where exactly you would land, and then you can basically easier build the map forward after that. Then the map together, which allows people to map together, as the name suggests, which was of course not possible before, but now multiple people can basically together build on a map. Then we got also the random altered campaign challenge, where you can go through a campaign from at 1 to 25, but always with different versions of the map from ultimate campaigns. And here, the winner is the Map Together. And I think also deserved winner here has also quite a big gap to the other nominees here. Dips++ follows in second place, but very close with the editor route. And the Random Alternate Campaign Challenge comes in fourth place.
Yeah, but to be expected for us. Also, with this Xertrov taking first and second place in this category, we could have even added Editor++ as well, because it received some updates throughout the year. Xertrov definitely the goat of plugin creation, but also the other ones as Editor Route and also the Altered Campaign Challenge were very helpful and fun throughout the year. And we'll see what we will see throughout 2025 this time. Of course, also Map Together. One shout out with that is many people tried to create this previously, but a lot of people failed and it wasn't working correctly. And Xertrov was the first to get it to work very reliably, and also so reliably that it was used, for example, in the Twitch Rivals recently, in the Puzzlemania mode there, where two players played together. And even casuals could navigate it, which was nice to see. Next category, we have videos. And for that, we have now Video of the Year, the very first one. This does not fit onto one screen. It's a bit of a difficult one. We have, for Video of the Year, we have 8 different nominees. This is a very difficult category because, of course, most of these are over 30 minutes long, so it's very hard to watch all of them. But the first one we have is AI beats multiple world records in TrackMania by Yosh, having the most views this year with 3 million. Basically, AI learning to drive on pipes. Then we have Greatest Shortcuts in TrackMania Kaki History by Better, the one and only video that he uploaded throughout the year. But a great video still at that, basically just documenting the different shortcuts that happened on Kaki maps that he found interesting. Then Things Never Seen Before in TrackMania by Edge. Basically, that was a kind of a competition where Edge invited many different people to drive or create tasks of stuff that never happened before. For example, doing a Uber bug and landing on the flagpole and staying on it, and also driving outside of the stadium area and jumping back onto the stadium on the big sphere around the stadium track. Many different interesting tasks used there. Then we also have Kyle Jr., The Rise of a Trackmania Legend. It is a French video by Gautologie. It is basically chronologically showing how Carl Jr. came to or went through the early World Cups and became the legend that we know him as today. And then next one, fifth one, is How TrackMania Players Conquered Bugs by Virtual. One of the Virtual videos that we wanted to include here as well. Obviously, difficult to only choose one, but this one stuck out to us. Very great storytelling, especially on this one. How bugs affected the TrackMania scene and cutting scene, especially throughout the years, and how it kind of developed. Then we have Fastest Way Only, how each member got recruited by Oars. It's a 1.5 hour long video documenting how every single player of the FWO team joined the team, which track they cut, and yeah, it's basically just many great ones that you can watch here. All of which, or most of them, the newer ones, of course, being new Nadeo shortcuts. And then we have one trailer that we wanted to add, at least. We were thinking about having a separate category for just trailer of the year or for movie maker of the year at first. We were thinking about adding that, but then the awards got so bloated, so we cut that one from the awards. But we wanted to at least feature one of them here, which was Fallen Angel by Doze and Choom. Two great movie makers as well, who created a very cinematic video here for the Fallen Angel trailer. And then lastly but not least, we have I trained an AI for 2 years on TrackMania. It's breaking records by a line sight. An insane AI development video, honestly, by line sight developing his AI so far that it is literally faster on even tracks like Hokolicious than humans at this point, which is quite insane to see. A little bit scary to see, to be honest. But yeah, the final winner of these 8 different ones, if you're looking for great content, you can check these out, of course, as well, if you have not seen them previously. It is going to be the winner of these 8. AI beats multiple world records in TrackMania by Yosh, winning with 567 votes. Then in second place, coming in with another AI video, also the one by Lineside with 409 votes. Definitely these videos also had the most views, I believe. This one also having 1.5 million views. Definitely capturing a lot of people. Then the video by Virtual with 315. Then the French video coming in from About Carl Jr. with 309. The better video only on 5th place in this time around from the 8 ones that we've seen here. Then we also have the Fastest Way Only one, the Fallen Angel trailer, and then also the Things Never Seen Before in TrackMania by Edge, which of course is a little bit of a different type of video to the others. But still all great videos here. Now going to round of the year.
Correct. Yeah, we have here 4 nominees. Twice XP Evo, twice Cup of the Day. It starts with the XP Evo double event record. That is one of the nominees that we only knew about thanks to the Discord channels, because Peck, who of course remembers this round much better than others, was mentioning it, where himself and Gwen both have beaten the event record from the XP Evo LAN in the same round. But also the other 2 players were really close by. So that was very high pace round there. Then we got the Cup of the Day final between Elcon and Pushtito Paco on the Spam Cup of the Day map. It was basically close throughout the whole race between them in the final, and just very small margin then in the finish, 1 or 2 hundredths. Then we got the Cup of the Day top 4 round between Scrappy, Murray, 12 and Hendo. That was also full risk by every player, and the top 3 were within 1,000, and Hendo, who risked also a lot, is just 900s behind. Was completely open until the last turn how this ends. And then we got the special XP Evo round here. There are of course 2 things to mention. First of all, Shoffy already was a bit lucky when he tied Soliva Guns for the lead, and alphabetically he has beaten Soliva Guns with SH versus SO. So Soliva Guns wasn't through, and it ended in a triple finalist where Soliva Guns and Symptom both crashed the ending to give Shoffy then actually the qualification into the next round.
Yeah, and that also happening on stage as well.
And that happened on stage as well, exactly. So those are our 4 rounds of the year. And the winner is the triple finalist that we just talked about. It has won with only 18 votes difference to the other XP Evo round. And then we have a gap to the 2 Cup of the Day rounds. I also saw when I checked the streamer reactions that went through the TM Awards. It's rather so, now Cup of the Day is not important enough than rather voting here for XP Evo. And we see that also in the results. 458 then for the top 4 round in the Cup of the Day, and the final at 394 votes.
Yeah, this is especially a category where it's very helpful if we have a little bit of help, because finding insane rounds with insane pace is always going to be very difficult. That's basically not feasible to search through every single event. Stuff like Pack, for example, helping us find this one here, that there was a round where both players in one round beat the event record. They were all so close. Very helpful. So stuff like this being written in the Discord can be very helpful. But yeah, this one is special. It's different to the other ones. It's not a good round, but it was a very impactful round, and especially with the added context of it being a tie right before and then this happening the round after just made it even more insane. But that was a round of the year. Going on to clip of the year. Here we have 6 different clips that were a little bit different to the ones that we will see in other categories that were basically more standalone. First one we have is Granadi gets a full skill checkpoint, basically going into Camp 7, trying to find the way to go, and then accidentally gets the checkpoint on a trial map. Next one, it's a time to get the cut by Maniac. Basically, he says it's time to get the cut, and it was actually also the time to get the cut. He gets the world record on map 01 with a cut in this one where he did say that exact thing. Then Majikaki validation. Do I need to explain? Do I need to explain this? I'm just gonna play it. Wait.
Hot take. Penises are not pretty. Boobs are very pretty. Ah! No! What the no!
So that was her Kaki validation. That's what happened in her Kaki validation. Great timing. Then this one was a clip that also went a little bit viral. It was Nude by Virtual, where he got a top 3 on this cut track with a penguin skin, or with a penguin skin. Also quite special. Then here we had a very cute interaction, Winchester, between Massa and someone that in matchmaking voice chat. Just very cute interaction there. It's really funny, and it also stuck as a bit of a meme in their circuits as well. And then lastly, we have basically the exact same clip as with Granadi. It was Yannick's accidental Kaki finish, where he as well just went into Camp 7, and then while being in Camp 7, he was the first finisher on this track. So the funny thing about this is a Kaki map, of course, usually very, very difficult to beat, and he beats it in Camp 7. And then afterwards, whenever any streamer went onto this map and asked their chat, like, how do I beat this? They were given this clip, and they were shown how he goes in Camp 7 and just finishes. All right, and the winner of Clip of the Year is, as we just showed as well, it is Yannick's accidental Kaki finish. As we showed, it was really funny how he was the first player to finish this track while being in Camp 7 for a track that was supposed to be very difficult to complete. And let's take a look at the results, because this was another one that was incredibly close. Until the last day, they were basically tied. And funnily enough, they are basically the exact same clip. Granadi gets a full skill checkpoint on 610, and Yannick's accidental Kaki finish on 620. It was a very difficult decision for us, because at first we were thinking we should only include one of these because they're basically the same thing. At the end of the day, I think it's good that we chose both of them, because both of them, easily got the most votes here.
And kind of the same thing with the AI videos in Video of the Year.
Yeah, that's also
we
true,
could have also said we only take one there, but we decided to take both, and then they also got first and second place.
Yeah, this was a really interesting one, definitely. I think the differences here is that Granadi gets the full checkpoint in Camp 7. Like, he gets the checkpoint while he's not even doing anything. Yannick's had to do a little bit, but Yannick's one was way more impactful, being, of course, the first person to finish that Kaki map. Very close one here, only decided by 10 votes. Next one is a Deep Dip Clip of the Year.
Oh yeah, we had lots of good Deep Dip clips. We cut it down to 8 nominees, which was already difficult. Okay, some Deep Dip clips actually are part of other categories and are not in the Deep Dip Clip of the Year, even though they could have been here, of course, as well. But we didn't really want to put them multiple times. But yeah, let's start with the first nominee. That is a very cool clip with Samifying. Do we play it, or do we go a bit further?
I don't think we have time to play all of them. That's gonna take a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Also he suddenly realizes that his car fell down. Like it was his plan to land there. That was his safe strategy plan. And while he was in camera 7 thinking about it, suddenly his car is there, exactly where he wanted to land. It was moving while he didn't look. Then we got an incredible save by Saimo, especially this save right there is out of the world. How he managed to stay alive and only lose a little bit of progress. Then we got another save by Virtual twice. However, the second time is then even better when he almost fell down, but just kept his car on the block and accelerated up again. Then we got a bug, a plastic bug in the water. We had several of such clips. We choose the one from Carl Jr. In the middle of the pool, there's a line you can plastic bug, and because of the roof above, he actually gets thrown out of the track. Then we got Massa and Birdie with an interesting horn that Massa was always playing when Birdie wanted to attempt. And yeah, they had a lot of fun together during some days in Deep Dip. Then we got Virtual behind bars, also basically in a jail here, when he somehow managed to end up under this ledge and being like, this is a very unique way of dying on this map, being stuck at there. Like, I think the mappers never thought that that would happen to anyone, but then of course it happens to the biggest streamer. And then we got Lufok with an incredible plastic bounce. Like, he survives this, and nobody would have believed that this can work. Like, what the heck is this? This is literally illegal.
I still don't believe it.
Yeah, and then we got another bug, which is actually a tiny bit of plastic that you cannot see, but as you cannot see it, it looks really odd that he gets thrown back like this and not into the water. Yeah, with a classic Massa reaction to it. And yeah, lots of great clips, but there can only be one winner for DTM Awards, and that is the unlucky horn between Massa and Birdie. Let's listen to it.
And every time he goes, when he goes,
Oh, that is so unlucky. Oh, that is so unlucky.
no! Wait. Hammer time.
That is so unlucky. Oh, that is so unlucky.
It's just so funny. It's so funny. Great interaction. Really showcasing also the horn usage during Deep Dip was really nice. We wanted to, with these ones, also have a lot of different ones. Like we have different like bugs or horn usage, like
Yeah,
Camp
exactly.
7 stuff as well. We have saves as well. We wanted to include here so many different aspects of the Deep Dip 2. But yeah, in the end it is Massa and Birdie, unlucky horn winning. Then second place is Kyle Jr.'s double water pool plastic bounce that he got. Then Semifying falling down in camera 7 on third place with 354. Simon's third save on fourth. Then Massa getting a plastic bug similar to the one from Kyle Jr. on fifth. I'm surprised this is only on sixth. Lufok with the plastic bounce, which was kind of insane. And then two virtual clips with being behind bars and also the double save after.
One small shout out to Emlan actually, because this winning clip could only win because Emlan was doing his highlight videos about all the deep dip stuff, and he put it so together so that we have basically a storyline between Birdie and Massa. Otherwise, a clip alone from Massa or a clip alone from Birdie probably wouldn't have won here, but having that together definitely helped and made it more funny.
Yeah, that is true. Also, as a reminder again, all of these clips and the results later on you will be able to see on the website as well if you want to check out any of them later, after again, or just now as well. You can also watch them on the website if you want to experience them again. It will stay up. It's just TM Awards, basically the website TM dash under awards, I think .com. I think that's what it was. But yeah, next one is a fail of the year. We have 8 different ones here, and this can go a little bit quicker. Maybe we have Cover Day, Double DNF. It was a Spam and
Neon.
I believe Neon DNFing at the exact same time in Cover Day in top 4, which is insane that happened at the exact same time. We have seen double DNFs before, but not like this, where it's literally like almost frame perfect. Then we have a very, very sad fail by Bren while training on Deep Dip 2 at floor 16, so high up on basically on world record, and then this happens. Next one, we have Margie knockout finish miss. This is one that was completely unknown. This clip had 10 views before we did the awards. Now it has almost 2,000. So that's interesting to say as well. But yeah, it's really, really funny. Like, it's just so funny, this one here, what happened here. And especially that at the ending, she's missing the finish by just 1 second. It's just the icing on the cake. Then next one, we have Flex on disintegration trial. This is, of course, a trial that is or the last checkpoint on this trial is unrespawn. He's 10 hours in, and then he drives this right here. He does an backwards turtle over this ledge. So he has a timer, right? After these 50 seconds, he can't respawn, and after these 50 seconds, his screen will fade to black. So he is on a timer to finish this this track, and he does make the backwards turtle. After 10 hours of playing this map, he makes the backwards turtle. He only needs to jump up now, drive 1 pipe, and he is in the finish. And he does this on the very last thing. After making a backwards turtle, he just falls down after. Then we have this one. Me driving in circuits and for no reason whatsoever, and then just falling down here. Also just laughing about it because of just how dumb that was. How incredibly dumb that was. Then we have Yoyano as well. We want to include one clip of somebody accidentally DNFing. And here it happens, especially what he's saying is also really helping. He's like so happy to be back at 4-8 finally after 4 hours of work, and then he just DNFs it away. And then we also have Mother fail on Trompus. This was on world record, of course. He was on world record, fighting for it for months at this point. And then on the very last jump, he's on world record by a minute. And this happens. He bounces to the side, he hits the bumper in the wrong way, and then falls down into a 2-wheel. And afterwards, it took him then over a week to get the world record back, I think. Insane as well. And then also we have Virtual Kakife. The fail itself is not really that important. We could have gone into maybe Jinx as well, but it was just funny because of wait, I showed this.
And then backflip over there. Oh, it's very mean to put it at ice blocks in the ending. You say no.
Yeah, the timing there was just so good. The timing was just so good to say mean to have ice blocks there, and then he exactly fades because of that. But anyways, we have fail of the year. Those were the 8 nominees that we chose for this one, and in the end, the winner is Cap of the Day Double DNF from Spam and Neon.
No! Why do we DNF? Oh!
The thing is, you can really see how Spam is actually waiting with that decision to DNF. The thing is that Neon did insta DNF, but he crashed the next turn.
No!
Like the timing is just insane. This was actually had or more than or the second place had only 2/3 of the votes here of the first place candidate WDNF winning on this one with 633. Then Flax on the disintegration trial with 416 votes, very respectable as well. Then we have 2 deep dip clips as well, the Kakife from Virtual, Yuliano, Magi, and Mother rounding out the top 8 for the fail of the year. All right, and then we have a funny round of the year. We had many different clips. We had so many clips that we had to go through. We already tried a lot to cut them down as much as possible and finding categories for them. But yeah, this is the funny round of the year category.
Exactly. Yeah, we got 6 nominees here. The first one is Spammy of the Day final between Shinex and Dubby, where both of them crashed at the same pole. And now you would think that the clip is over. They both respawned, continued, and then Shinex, who was in the lead, actually misses the finish in the last moment. Then we have the Fast Learn League between myself and Granadi, where Granadi was super dominant, but then suddenly, when only I was left as an opponent, he struggled with the identity. And here we both think maybe we can overjump to the finish with our low speed. We both make the same mistake because it didn't work out. And then got it by 200s and moved on. Then we got the double finalist between Matt Hyper and Mars. Yeah, a very weird round, to be honest. Where I don't know what Matt Hyper was trying there, but it didn't work out, that's for sure. And Mars, naja, was bouncing a little bit and actually qualified with that in third.
Yeah, the important thing was here that it was a double finalist situation there.
Yeah, as well. Then this one here needs a lot of explaining. It is not as funny. It is, of course, the typical ice moment that you see now. Hold on. And there we go. But there is more to this round than just the slide out. It is the fact that Hostile slid out as finalist. Sake actually survived it, but tied Didi on the 1000. And Sake lost by alphabet as finalist against Didi, who was missing 1 point to become finalist. Also, yeah, there were so many things that was so unlikely that all of that happens in one go. And then we have this very funny clip where the whole team in Netherlands here does the exact same mistake in the transition. While, of course, the other team completely survives. We don't see that very often. And then we have a second grand final of Spammy of the Day. And this one here is also very funny because he expects now, after seeing one crash, he expects the other driver to finish, but he doesn't come. He also must have crashed, and then they actually both come at the same time. Also very funny round. So we have twice Spammy of the Days. And what will actually take the win here? It is... And I cannot believe it. How is that possible? But it is the Fastland League. Marius versus Granadi.
Because of the champion. Here we can see it again as well.
Oh my fucking God. Ja, Bruder. Hallo?
Yep. Both of them crashing the same thing, first of all, in the identity.
What are you guys doing? Wait, this is close.
Does this work?
No, no, there's no way. What? What are you doing?
Fuck off.
There you go. That was the round. Alright, does this work? Both crash the exact same way and that they're just like exactly tied on the finish line, and it is in the last chance, which could have ended the whole tournament there. Definitely elevate that one. It was a pretty close fight. This one against the Spammy of the Day final from Shinex and a Dubby with the double risky flag incident and then the finish incident as well after. 452 points against 484.
Yeah, then we have the triple NL crash afterwards. with 415, 411 for Method vs. Mars. The other spam final then in 5th place, and the random weekly shroom, which is obviously something nobody would have. Like, this is only here because I'm in the award show. But it is so special. It had to be included.
It would be missing if it wasn't there. It would definitely be missing. But yeah, it's quite incredible how close the top 4 here were. 411
exactly.
versus 484, first to fourth. Really, really close stuff. All right, and the next one is a bug of the year. We have 8 different bugs here. These ones are pretty quick as well. We have, first of all, the transformation bug, which was also used later on in the cut on this track here. Basically, this is a bug that got fixed afterwards, where you like brake while you go into a car gate, and then you just get yeeted if you do the same thing in another car gate again, if you transform into a different car. Then we also have Virtual Explores the Void, also a clip that went pretty viral. Was him on deep dip, clipping through the ground and having to reset his run like this, which is just insane that this would happen on deep dip of all places in a jump like that. We have fragile bumpers. This video is incomprehensible, to be honest. Like, I don't know what is going on half the time. His car and his driver is dislodging. Like, this is the camera, how it looks like. I don't know what the wheels are doing, especially if you look at the Snoker here, what is happening? I have no idea. It's basically when you have fragile and then go into a very strong bumper, and the entire game gets confused. Then we have a lag as well. To be fair, lags don't really count as bugs. It's definitely something different, but this was the category where we felt they fit the best, and this was a lag on deep dip as well for semifying. The funny thing is how he's half the time he's on the platform and half the time he's off the platform. Like, as he's lagging, like he's on it, off it, on it, off it again, always switches around, and then at the end he falls. Then we have the Bonk Cup moving block yeet. We want to include one of the moving block yeets. We had a few of these, but this one be included because it was in a tournament happening right here. This just sends you flying for some reason. And then also afterwards, there were like another 4 or 5 landing bugs or something that happened in this round alone. Then we have the entire diff 1 getting knocked out. I don't know, there was some server issue or something going on in diff 1, and then this happened. 62 players knocked out. And it's the entire diff 1 gets concluded by Alphabet. And then in the end, Andy Baguette won it. GG to him.
Yeah, very deserved victory.
Yeah, to be honest, definitely. And then we also have Formula E last turn lag. This is of course a little bit of a difficult one here, one that is very, very unfortunate. Formula 1, some of the races were sadly plagued with a few lags, and then it happened in the last turn. Wosile had more energy than Stufz and would have most likely overtaken Stufz if there wasn't a lag in the very, very last turn of the race, which then decided the winner, which is just messed up. And the last one is a demon on EO5 endurance. He was on world record pace at lap 52 out of 60, and then gets a landing bug here, crashes, and doesn't make the jump. To be fair with this one, this bug itself is very expected. If you jump like this, it is very expected that you would land. He lands on the blue border there. It's quite likely that he would get a landing bug. He would probably know this as well. It is in a way, sadly, in this game, it is a mistake. However, it was a very, very, very costly and impactful mistake. Being -5 seconds on EO5 this far into the track. Yeah, very, very unfortunate stuff. But in the end, it is one of these winning, and it is the transformation bug, of course, winning with 620 votes from the 1,285 unique voters, 2,400 in total. 620 went for the transformation bug, which has since been fixed, but it was an insane bug, especially how crazy results you could get from it while being very easy to perform, right? Like you just needed to brake and turn into a car gate. That's all you had to do basically, and then you would get yeeted. It was a very easy to perform cut and was also used in a cut as well at the time. Then we have the entire Div 1 getting knocked out, which is just so stupid that that happened. The fragile bumpers after, and these three had a lot of votes in this category: 620, 578, and 461. The others then trailing a little bit further behind with Demon on fourth and the virtual clip through on fifth and semifying Deeper Black, and then the moving block yeet and also the Formula E last turn lag as well. All right, and the last category for video of the year, we have Jinx of the Year.
Exactly. Yeah, all of them are of course amazing. It starts with Granati here on the Cup of the Day.
Like I can risk here on this map, I feel like, and like when I have a wrong approach, I can still save it without full dying. If that makes sense.
Yeah, without full dying. This one is of course crazy good.
If Beta wins this, I'm gifting him 10 subs tomorrow.
I mean,
The
so
instant
immediate,
response is
like what
always
the
so good.
fuck?
Yeah.
Oh no. So, with on penalty grass, you can't come up. You can't go up. So what we do?
A bit of a positive Jinx in this way. He actually does get up, even though he wanted to start a story there. Then we have this one of Ryan going around the corner here.
It helps
On
a
a
lot
platform
how
map.
it's clipped. Like the clip is
Yeah.
made perfectly.
Mods, get me out the room.
Yeah. This was a platform map, so he has to try to get this without any respawns.
This might be the luckiest run of my fucking life.
I just love it. We also have, whoops,
Imagine
Appos.
the opponent is me. Hey, to be
Hello.
fair, there's no better pro.
My microphone is falling down onto my table.
Hey, to be fair, there's no better pro. Oh,
Yeah, Appos in matchmaking. No better pro to face off against, clearly, as you can see. We also have Granadi, a cover day. Something funny is gonna happen. Crazy call here.
I'm gonna spectate Yannick's. I don't know why, but I have the feeling something funny is happening.
and now also the instant DNF as well. And we have a bit of a different one. This is more of a caster curse in this way. It is Janik.
Okay, we gotta check virtual out then.
The timing on this is so good.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Such a
we
good
gotta check
timing.
virtual out then.
Instantly falls down. And then we also have Carl Jr. in one of the monthly cups.
The April one, the first one.
Wait until the ice god. They call me Mika here. Boom. Boom.
Oh.
Can I have some naked in the...
What?
It's just so good. So good.
Oh.
Can I have some naked in the...
What?
Like, I also wonder if he's playing camera 3, because if he's playing camera 3, you would be able to see that even earlier. In camera 1, you can kind of tell that you can't see the pole. But yeah, interesting one. Alright, but those were the 8 jinxes. Let's see who wins it. It is They Call Me Mika here from Carl Jr.
Actually, with quite some gap, the rest are rather close together. We have the Spam Jinx with Birdie in second place. Then it's Ryan on the podium in third. Then the two Granadi ones are next to each other. I have to say, we could have included even many more Granadi Jinxes. I don't know what is happening with him, but he jinxed quite a lot. There are quite some clips from him. Then semifying in sixth place. Janik in 7th and Epos in 8th.
Alright, but that is now the final one for videos of the year. Those take, of course, a little bit longer, but now we have the final categories in people. Now this is gonna be interesting. We only have a few more categories left and some of the most important ones, of course, and we're starting off immediately with Streamer of the Year. For these ones, we basically just checked who had the most watch time throughout the year in TrackMania and streamed the most, built a community and stuff like that. And for that, we have Bren, Granadi, myself, Margie, Mother, Scrappy, Spam, and a Virtual. Of course, most of these will be very known to everybody. And now, the winner for Streamer of the Year is going to be Bren. Bren winning it this year for 2024. Let's take a look at the results. Bren winning with 609 votes. Of course, he was massive doing Deep Dip 2, reaching 20,000 viewers at some point. So having average of that kind of scale was insane. During the last year, of course, Bren also establishing himself more as an English streamer. He was streaming a lot in French previously, but this year he switched to English and grew his stream and community with that quite a bit. Then Spam on a second place, of course, also the uncle of TrackMania as we know him now. He's doing amazing stuff throughout the year. Many events, as we've seen previously from Spammy of the days, the endurance races, cars. He does a lot of stuff as well. This guy I don't really know that much about. On third place, 445 votes. Nice to see. I am also glad to not win this, to be honest. Otherwise, that would be very awkward. But I'm very glad to see also so many people voting as well. Thank you for that as well. And we also have on fourth place, Granadi, also doing lots of cool stuff throughout the last year, doing subathons and other many different things.
Campaigns.
Of course, did a lot. I was just gonna say, with the altered cars, the new altered cars giving him a lot of content definitely throughout the year. Then we also have Scrappy as well. Maybe would have been a little bit higher if he would have done the resets on stream. Same with Virtual as well with 223. This is kind of feels a little bit weird since he clearly was the had of course the biggest numbers, especially during Deep Dip. Then we also have Mother and Margie rounding out the top 8. Of course, a very difficult category here with only 2 votes for 8 people. It's very difficult.
In the first 2-3 categories, I saw a chat comment. Of course, it's high up because Virtual in the name, but you see, it's not actually the case that Virtual is everywhere in the top. That was actually the case like 4 or 5 years ago, but not right now. And also a bit interesting, Bren and Spam were actually streaming the TM Awards. Last was hosting them, and the other 5 didn't do it. So the numbers might have changed maybe if they.
So Bren and Spam rigging the votes. Okay.
Yeah, but we are really happy that they did that.
Yeah, of course. It was very nice to see everybody engaging with the awards. Of course, was cool to see, and would love to see that in the future as well. Always nice to see reaction to stuff as well, and it was nice to see seeing people having fun with it, and also. Reliving a lot of the moments from the last year is always quite a nice thing. That is also what the awards are for, after all, to relive some of the stuff that happened through the last year and basically celebrate what we were able to achieve as a community. And the next one is upcoming Streamer of the Year. Basically, streamers that started streaming in 2024 or have shown significant growth. Basically, there's so many streamers that we can showcase, but we wanted to showcase in general people who just started or are growing a lot through the last year. And for that, we have the first nominee is Faju Galu. Of course, many people know that he is doing a Deep Dip, a challenge where he's trying to finish that as his first map. He is currently 850 hours in. Of course, a little bit of a smaller streamer at this point, but he started in 2024 and very nice atmosphere in his streams. Then we have Ryan doing quite a bit of variety in his streams as well. Obviously, a lot of campaign hunting, especially on wetwood maps, especially. But yeah, doing in general a lot of variety as well, coming into his own throughout the year. We also have Lakanta, who is on a project of trying to finish all tracks on TrackMania Exchange. Of course, also he is quite a few of these are, of course, at different times as well. Obviously, La Canta, as you can maybe tell from New Zealand, at different time zones, which is sometimes difficult to reach for some people. Same thing you can say about Maniac, who is streaming in the night. He, of course, Campaign Hunter, we will maybe see him later on again as well in a different category. Of course, he has hunted the campaigns a lot, getting top 3 in every single campaign the last year, and yeah, really growing his stream a lot through that. Then semifying, I think, goes without saying, I think, grew a lot through the year. It's kind of almost weird to include semifying now with how established he feels now as a streamer in TrackMania. But if you look back to the start of 2024, it was a lot different. He grew a lot since then and really established himself as a TrackMania streamer with his community as well. And that was quite important because right now he feels like so established. And then we also have Annie also doing a lot of streams, variety throughout the year, hosting some cups as well, doing a lot of great stuff for the community as well. But in the end, of course, it can only be one winning here, and it is Samifying winning it. Samifying winning upcoming streamer of the year with 1,079 votes. On front of Maniac with 431, taking a lot of votes from the available votes here, 1,378 unique ones we had, taking almost half of the pie. Then we also have Ryan high up there as well, Annie, and then La Canta on 5th and Fajigalu on 6th. Of course, this is representing a little bit their average view counts as well. If you take a look at that, it's pretty similar to that, which of course, the more known you are, the more likely it is to get votes. But it's very nice to see all of these streamers this year, and I hope to see many more streamers in this category for the next year, 2025, or this year rather, as well. A category that is always nice when you have many different people here.
Yeah, I also remember last year we hosted our TM Award show in April. And when we were there showing the results, or also when we were showing the nominees for 2023, everyone said, hey, we're semifying, he's the upcoming streamer. Yeah, so you have to think a little bit back in time. We couldn't include him in 2023 because he started basically in TrackMania with 2024, but our award show for 2023 came so late. And now it was back then a very obvious winner already for the community that semifying has to win upcoming streamer kind of in this edition here.
Next one we have is Community Person of the Year.
Oh yeah, we got here 8 nominees, and there could be even many more. So there are so many, like TrackMania gets run by the community, you can say. Many people make here a great job. There are many more you could include. We decided now for 8 that you were able to vote for, starting with Bö.
This is, of course, a very difficult thing to vote for because all of them do great work for the community. It feels a little bit weird sometimes to vote for them, but in a way also we are able to recognize all the effort that they're putting in. Of course, even if you would get last place here, we are very thankful for everybody here and also for everybody here who wasn't nominated as well. So I think that's also very important to remember.
Exactly. Yeah, Bö does a lot here with the server plugins. We saw it also now in the Red Bull event, but also last year he helped, was it also 24-hour race and other stuff? Also definitely a very helping hand in the background for these competitions. Big Bang is the next one who has done the work on this GPXNet tour where we could basically get old classic TrackMania maps and import them into the new TrackMania, into Team 2020. Then we got with Chakalu an event hoster. He's hosting 4 weekly cups each week, and the Survivor Cup is quite known actually, quite famous, and there's also the 20 Cup with this very unique format. Like all of his cups have a unique format. Then we got Import, was of course the main hoster for the XP Evo LAN. He put so much work into this LAN, and it is of course the greatest LAN, as you saw also in the results that we had last year.
Yeah, with these ones, it was also impossible for us to write down everything that everybody did. Of course, Import did a lot more than this. Also, other people did a lot more than this and stuff like that. But it's like impossible to write everything. We would need to basically ask everybody in particular for that. But yeah, of course, all of them. It was hard to just give like descriptions here. Would be of course nice for like 2025 if there were also some helping hands for us as well, because it's very hard to track down like just how much all of these people helped TrackMania throughout the last year.
There's of course not a website here where you can just simply look at that what they did.
Yeah,
while
there's
in
not
other
a
cases,
Wikipedia website for that.
in other cases, TrackMania.io is extremely helpful that we have that. We have these YouTube channels. Guam uploading all the track of the day world records. We have the United and TN 2020 so on the Nadio world record YouTube channels. All of that is mega helpful. Also these people could be mentioned here that run these channels. And here of course we could maybe for next year need a bit of help to really see what they all did. Cam is of course already well known since many years in the community, always helping to run the tournament especially as well. He was also event organizer on Comic-Con Baltics, Nitrofaint, the next nominee here for the TM News Discord, specifically runs all that stuff with the transfers between teams, the events and so on, posts everything. Definitely a huge work by him as well. Then we got SRK, the next one, also hoster of Comic-Con Baltics, and generally all the Baltic tournaments. He's putting a lot of work into that and helped also with the World Tour. And then we got Xertrov. Now he is of course the plugin guy. Created several very helpful plugins, and we had him of course also earlier in the plugin of the year category. And the winner between these 8 amazing community members is Xertrov. GG to Xertrov, I think deserved. His plugins are just making TrackMania experience so much better. But of course, as we already mentioned, all the other members here as well, like, thanks to all of them that they are doing that work. And you see that Cam also got a lot of votes in second place, and the rest is extremely even. Basically next to each other: Boo, SRK, Big Ben, Nitrofaint, Import, and Chakalu.
Yeah, incredibly close for everyone here, and it's just ranking or something feels of course very wrong, because all of this is just great stuff for the entire community. So thanks everybody for this. Xertrov, of course, we saw previously he had the double win in plugin of the year, winning, getting first and second place there. So definitely up there. Of course, Cam up here as well as the fixer of things, just helping out everywhere. You see him all the time doing great stuff. It's always maybe difficult with Cam because I feel like he doesn't have like one huge thing, but he's just like everywhere, like he's always helping, and everybody else also just doing great stuff here across the board. All right, and the next one is a team of the year. For this, we chose 6 different teams. We have basically different types of teams here. We have 4 teams that are more competitive oriented, or just in general competitive oriented. For that, we have 4 wheels who have quite a few decent results. You can see all of the results on the Wikipedia pages, but here we also wrote the ones that particularly stood out, like first in the Eclipse Mixed Championship. We also have Evo winning a lot of different things, participating in mixed and ice and full speed and so many different things. Or not actually in full speed, never mind, that was Shift. Shift, of course, was the ones who also participate in full speed series as well, or doing really well there. Obviously, Evo earlier also hosting XP Evo's Wombo, of course, also winning quite some stuff as well. These were the 4 more competitive teams. Then we also have Big, of course. Also, obviously, a competitive team, but also hosted the big LAN race, Warwick Duo Dash, Big Egg Monthly Cup, and the Muspus event throughout the years, and also brought in 2 new players through the big selector program, and also some analysts or something. They went from 2 players to 5. Very nice to see the involvement in TrackMania, and basically one of the last big teams is standing and supporting throughout the year. And hopefully that will increase again throughout this year. Fingers crossed. And then we have Waypoint, of course, very different in this case. Instead of competitive, it's a mapping team. The one mapping team we decided to include here. There are quite a few other mapping teams as well, of course, but we included Waypoint. They also hosted 2 events, 3WP and also the Nomad Duo Try Discovery, which were very fun. But in general, just you will see Waypoint everywhere. They got also now, they were, for Mapper of the Year, they were the top 3 as well, I think. Also top 2 in competitive Mapper of the Year, or top 3, I don't even know how. They are all up there. So yeah, great maps throughout the year. But in the end, it can only be one team winning, and it is going to be Big. Big winning it with a big margin as well. 843 votes going to Big. Then on second place, it's Waypoint, interestingly, actually. With 632, Waypoint on second place for Team of the Year. And then the 4 other competitive teams with 334, 276 for Evo and Shift. Then 4 Weirds on 154 and Jumbo on Wumbo. Pardon me, with 77. Whoops. But yeah, really close stuff here. Maybe you could argue that the 2 votes really helped out, like Waypoint and Big as well, because they stand out. Like Waypoint is the one mapping team. Big is the team that is doing like that, has like TMGL level players, and also is doing events on the side. Like they stand out a little bit more than these teams who are mainly just known for their competitions. And yeah, so that definitely helps with the 2 vote system, especially for Waypoint. All right. Next one is going to be Caster of the Year.
Yeah, here we have 6 nominees. That being Boney, and then we have Geek, or however I should pronounce them correctly. Then we have Legion, casting at XP Evo as well. Then we have Nualok. We got Turbo and Wille. Now Wille was a bit controversial because he casted Deep Dip. He was now included, however, because he asked every person for permission if he is allowed to cast them, and he did it pretty well. But he also casted Puzzlemania. I think we forgot to mention that, but he was also casting a real thing besides Deep Dip 2.
Yeah, the first 5, of course, are just standard. You will see them for matches as the casters, casting stuff like XP Evo Final, World Cup, many different things. All of these you will see. Wille in the comparison is a bit of a different type of caster in this case, but we felt I wanted to still include him here as well for his casting job throughout the year, and also, of course, casted some other stuff as well, other than just Deep Dip 2, but of course, very different. And as we said previously, also with the second vote, if you do something different, that can be very useful if you're doing something unique. But in the end, the winner is going to be
Turbo.
It's Turbo.
Yo, GG to Turbo. He won it again. Got the most votes here, 541 in first place, followed by Wille, who got then actually second. And then we have Geek in third place with 424. And then a small gap to Boney, Nualok, and Legion.
Yeah, with also, of course, with some of these, maybe like Nurlook, Legion, they're doing fantastic casts, but maybe their names are not as known to some people. Would have maybe been also a bit helpful if we would have shown like a small snippet of their cast, of their voice, because maybe some people will recognize their voice when they hear it. maybe that's the thing for next
next
time. But
time,
yeah,
yeah.
still a great job, and great to see all of the casting talent throughout the year and how much they have done for for the scene. But yeah, in the end, Turbo winning it twice in a row with 541 votes. Willow also then up there as, of course, a very unique vote in this case with 484, and also GG with a very respectable 424, also casting a lot of things like XP Evo and also stuff like Formula E and a lot of other stuff as well. All right, the next one is Classic Player of the Year.
Yeah, I think I take that over.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got 6 nominees here. And the first one, also we included here players from the old TrackMania games, but also players with the old cars in the new TrackMania game. And the first nominee here is Granadi, who is of course achieving a lot of very good results in Cup of the Days with these old cars. He's playing campaigns with old cars. He has also good results in some of the United hosted tournaments in Team 2020, like the Snow of the Week or Original of the Week. He got actually his Cup of the Day winning thing, where he won every single round. He got that already in the Original of the Week against United players. He was doing a clean sweep in the knockout, also won the seeding. Also, yeah. He had that already last time, but we didn't include it because the one from this year definitely is a bit stronger for next award show. Yeah, then we have the second nominee, Link. He is now the person with the most world records in the TrackMania Nations Forever campaign. And next to that, he also was doing really good in Kaki events. In Kaki United even, like he's a stadium player, but he did super good in Kaki United and also in the Team NF Kaki event. It's not the Link from Team 2020, it's a different Link. The next nominee is Meeb. Now here, of course, is well known here in Team 2 Canyon. He got 23 new world records, mainly due to Valley as well. He dominated multiple with his solo performances. He was doing very well in the grand finals of several Canyon competitions. He, however, didn't win the game with Assembly, as we've seen in the comeback of the year, where Cloud bait the comeback. Then we got Neko. He, of course, had won the Desert campaign, also the official campaign, including the Desert car, and he got all world records in the Desert Discovery campaign. So he really dominated this car, also got some Track of the Day world records, of course, where we also thought about world record of the year because it's just so far away from everyone else. But yeah, especially his 1 million points in the Discovery campaign is the main thing here. Then Prof is, of course, now less known. He got a lot of world records on TrackMania United tracks. Here 52 world records, mostly on Coast and Bay. He's the driver with the most world records in TrackMania United last year. And also new world records. And then we got Sander as our last nominee. And here was especially good with the Rally car, the Rally Discovery campaign. He was leading at the time when he was playing. He has an incredible world record on map 25 there, where he's 4 seconds ahead of second place. But he was, of course, also known for the appearance in the Cup of the Day, where he denied the clean sweep from Granadi and beat Granadi in the end. And as he didn't play any other Cup of the Day afterwards, he has a winning ratio of 100%. So these are our 6 nominees, and the winner here is gonna be Granadi. Granadi took it just ahead of Neko, and Sander is actually also ahead of Link. Link, to be honest, he should have been higher up. Maybe the Team NF community was here not so active in the votes because he achieved really something. But yeah, sadly to see he's only down in 4th here, Meep and Prof then in 5th and 6th. But yeah, Granadi takes here the win, just ahead of Neko, but was a close battle.
They're really close battle between them, actually. Of course, Granadi good on multiple cars. Then Neko is, of course, in a league of his own, really on desert car, especially. He really showcased there. Great skill and talent. Okay, that was Classic Player of the Year. We have 2 categories left. First of which being Most Improved Player of the Year. For this, we have 6 different nominees. First of which being Brinken, who just in general improved a lot throughout the year. You could really tell, if you followed competitions, quite a strong performances. Also got picked up by a pro team at the time as well. Then we have Charles improving a lot in the American tournaments, a player from South America, of course, and yeah, having really strong showings there and doing very well. Then we also have Hendo, who improved a lot through the previous year as well. Of course, strong results in Cover the Nights and stuff like that as well. Obviously, a bit less important than Cup of the Day, but if you're doing really well there, having so many wins, then of course that shows some improvement for sure. Also, of course, had the 10 knockouts in a row that he won. Then we also have Jadon, who improved a lot throughout the year. He played so many tournaments throughout the year. I think like 30, 40 different tournaments he only started in. It looked like he only started in like 2023 or early 2022 or something like that, from what I could tell from looking at Wikipedia. So fairly new player and doing pretty damn well on a lot of high stakes tournaments as well. Then we have Maniac, who as we said previously, was top 3 in every single campaign of 2024. And on average, he was second place, second, first, second, third, which is quite insane. With that, obviously, also the first place in trophies on TrackMania 2020, and just in general, improved a lot and strong showings throughout the year. And then we have a Samifying, improving a lot throughout the year as well. We mentioned earlier, of course, an upcoming streamer, but yeah, he got a first place in the Winter 2024 campaign, and then also a 6th place in a Deep Dip 2, always trying to improve himself and his his competitive drive. You can really tell when you follow him also in recent competitions as well, trying to improve himself always. And finally, the winner of Most Improved Player of the Year is going to be Samifying with 951 votes out of the 1,320. Then on second place, we have Maniac with 504, as we've shown previously, insane performances in campaigns. Then Hendo and Jadon incredibly close to each other, 258 versus 256. Then Brinken on 5th and Charles on 6th place. GG, that was Most Improved Player of the Year 2024. And now for the final category of today, we have 6 nominees left. Player of the Year.
Correct.
And let's take a look.
Yeah, we basically included already 3 safe nominees. That is the TrackMania World Tour season winner, also the person with the most points, and that was Binks. He also got, of course, a lot of other very good results, such being first place in Volvic Duo Dash. He got 3rd in the World Cup and 3rd in XP Evo, which was, of course, right after each other in the year. Also 2nd in Comic Con Baltics and in the Encore event. The next safe one, not Brenno, the next safe one is Massa, because he won the TrackMania World Tour playoffs. And we can maybe agree that this was, okay, Carl Jr. was of course missing there, as he was already qualified to the World Cup. But this was of course the highest level that we've seen, because it was not offline, it was online. Everyone had time to prepare, was on their own PCs, and that was the highest level. And Massa was qualifying there by winning the playoff. That is the main reason why we also included him. But he also had generally a good year. He was definitely having a better year than Granati in comparison, for example. Got 2nd place Speak in World League, of course, reached the World Cup, second place also in the big LAN race. Yeah, then we have of course also the world champion. That was the third safe nominee, and that is Carl Jr. So this first place, of course, is the main thing, but he also got first in the ETS LAN and third in the Volvic Duo Dash. The other three players, we got first of all a competitive one with Epos, who didn't win now who did win XP Evo and the Beacon World League, but was then not as successful in the World Cup itself, but he was also qualifying into it at least. Otherwise, you see here the fourth place in the Comic Con Baltics as well. And then we have two nominees with a lot of prize money left. And that being, first of all, Bren, who was winning the biggest event with a Deep Dip, getting first place there. Otherwise, there is only a second place here in the Volvic Duo Dash, but also that, of course, a great result. But the Deep Dip win is, of course, the main reason why Bren is also included. And Elcon is our sixth nominee. He was literally just 2 hours after Bren in the finish. Also, that is still a lot of prize money for Bren, and Bren generally gained a lot of prizes again because he got also that first place in the Marchi Monday, and you know that the first place there is really, really getting a lot. And then he got also second in the Playzone LAN, and he got first place in the 24-hour race. He is the main reason why the team got first place, plus his achievement that we included earlier in another category with his world records in the Random Map Challenge and Random Map Survival. So these are our 6 nominees. And the winner here, and it can only be one, it is Carl Jr. Congratulations. I've seen many streamers POVs when they went through the TM Awards, and many of them also said there can only be one vote for the world champion because that must be the player of the year. And there were quite some people then only taking one vote and only for Carl Jr. And it is, of course, a logic reason. No, he is the world champion, so he should be player of the year. But of course, also the others had incredible years. And we see here Elcon actually getting that second place with 585 votes, ahead of Bren with 550. So the two deep dip drivers, kinda. And then follow Epos, and then further behind, maybe a bit too low votes to be honest for Binks. He had an amazing year as well. He should be a bit higher up in votes. And we have then also Massa with 111.
Yeah, definitely all of them doing great. Of course, with Carl Jr. winning World Cup, it was the biggest event throughout the year, and yeah, because of that, he had was pretty much the deserved and clear winner for this time. If there were more competitions, maybe you could reckon that not the World Cup champion would win it, but in a year like 2024, where the biggest the competitive scene, the biggest event was clearly the World Cup, then it makes total sense for the world champion to win. One maybe honorable mention here would have been Pack, because the reason why we didn't include him because it was because he didn't have a win anywhere, but he did get second in the World Cup, and he also did get second in the XP Evo. But yeah, sadly no win.
Yeah, he had even more second places. Also,
Yeah.
Game Ward Cup he was second. Yeah, we could have included him, but
yeah, there's a lot of players that we could have included, but that is the reason why we chose these 6 players here, because they all had like a standout win for the player of the year. There's potentially some players that could have gotten more votes, but yeah, that's the reason why. All right, but that's the TrackMania Awards for 2024 done and completed. We have looked through all the 43 different categories now from start to finish. A lot of categories, of course. If we do this again for 2025, which we will probably will, we will probably try to cut it down a little bit more and have a few less categories, but more impactful ones. But yeah, thank you all for being here and sticking with us through the awards. It was a lot of fun. Great to see the engagement with everything. And yeah, was over 105,000 votes total from everybody. The biggest category, I believe, was the second one, Battle of the Year, with 3,075 votes individually. But in general, across the board, was 105,000 votes total. Of course, again, thanks to Chris for setting up the entire website, helping us out so much with this. Also, I myself want to give a huge shout out, of course, to Marius. Just the amount of work that he did throughout the year, chronologically categorizing, writing down all of the different things that happened throughout the year. Without him, so many things would have been missed for the previous year. So he did a fantastic job. If you want to take a look at these widgets as well, they will be available soon on the website as well. If you miss any of the categories, if you want to take a look at some of them again, you can even download them as a picture, or also the full stats you can download here as well. You can take a look at all of them also later on. All of that done. Or from the website, of course, all of it done by Chris. We also had some judges as well that were helping us in the Discord and helping us decide on a few of the categories. And in general, as I previously mentioned, the Discord will stay open throughout the year now. With all of the categories being open, you can write in them. If you already have nominations for this year, 2025, you can already write them in the Discord, and with that, make the awards a little bit better again. Once again, this is the reason why we make these awards, is to just kind of celebrate everything that the community was able to achieve throughout the year. Who in the end wins or who loses, for us personally, is not as important, but rather to just showcase all of the great feats and achievements of all the different players and organizers and everything that just happened throughout the year. And we really wanted to give a shout out to a lot of the people here that were mentioned.
So we have one more thing though, Lars. I'm not sure if you
That is
forgot
true.
it. or not.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Yeah, we of course still have some interesting facts that we will go rather quickly through. But things that you couldn't really vote for, wouldn't have made sense. Some statistical interesting things, just to basically ramp up now the whole year.
Yeah, everything that just didn't fit into the awards, but stuff that we still found while we were researching, that we felt like maybe deserved a mention. Basically, honorable mentions that just didn't fit into the awards now.
Yeah. So let's start here with, basically it's done now in different categories as well. We start with things that have to do with the campaigns. So first of all, the fall 2023 campaign ended very late, only on the 8th of January, meaning that the winter 2024 campaign was a bit shorter, but it also ended a bit late on the 2nd of April. Just a fun fact. That means basically the fall 2023 campaign also ended up in the 2024 awards, kind of, because it was still a battle. We still thought about including the Mata versus Soliver Guns battle there. Then summer 2024 was the campaign with the most difficult author times. You might remember it was the Desert car campaign, and getting all the author medals took much longer. People struggled to finish this before Cup of the Day in the 2 hours.
Yeah, especially map 25 took a lot of time. Like for myself, it took like 45 minutes or something.
But
it was
then,
definitely the hardest ones that we've ever seen, I think.
But then crazy how many people actually got the AT in the end. Like when I saw that, I was like surprised. Like that is crazy. Like people really invest time in it.
Here I recognize for the winter 2024 campaign, which was the first campaign of the.
I think
this was the winter one that happens kind of in the spring, when spring is starting in the year. The first campaign of 2024. This we forgot to post the picture here as well. I forgot to add that. Soliver Guns was first one day before the campaign ended. He was on first place. Of course, he won the previous one beforehand as well, the previous campaign. And then on the very last day, he lost so many world records, also semifying, gaining new world records, that this was the end result, with semifying winning with 254,000 over Maniac, then on second with 189, Granadi with 184, and then just a couple points, 100 points behind Sullivan, somehow dropping from first to fourth on the very last day.
And then we got another interesting thing. Livy, or Lewis, I think as well. He got the world record here on another map 25. This is from TrackMania Spring 2021, and you can see in the comments maybe under the video if that's possible.
There is a comment here that he wrote, with this record I own world record on map 25 on the first 4 campaign maps. So that is what he was able to achieve.
Yeah, exactly. There's no 4 world records, always map 25 on the first 4 campaigns. So these are the interesting facts about campaigns. Now we go to the Cup of the Days. Xander's not the only one with a 100% win rate. Also, Exetic has achieved that. Exetic, another TrackMania United player, and he won the very first Desert Cup of the Day. And got also 100% winning rate. And didn't play again afterwards, of course. Then, twice in the year, we had a repeating Cup of the Day final in 2 days after each other. So on the 6th and 7th of May, 12 versus Down reached the final in Div 1 in a row. Both times 12 won it. And then in the 23rd and 24th of August, Shark and Visi were twice in a row in the final. Both times Shark won. Yeah, you don't believe it, but click on that link, Lars. We missed this Cup of the Day final. I was saw that now. This was the first one between Visi and Shark. And it was a tie decided by Alphabet. Could have been also in round of the year, but would have been another Cup of the Days nominee. So I don't know. We had a lot of Cup of the Day nominees there.
Visi can be happy that the TrackMania awards weren't also decided by name, because he also got a tie there in competitive mapper.
Yeah. So then we got
definitely not the best name for that.
Then the next one, Kappa Riley won Cup of the Day, and in this Twitter post he wrote it was his first win and also the first win on console.
Yeah, there was until this year we have had never winner on console, I believe, before. So
yeah, no
new thing as
Ireland winner before. Then we got generally many new Cup of the Day winners. I didn't really want to figure out now when that was exactly, but there was a time where within 5 days we had 4 first-time winners of the Cup of the Day. Otherwise, the next one, for the first time, a Cup of the Day map was highly pre-practiced already. Okay, sometimes there is a map that is already known, but there was literally a Nadio-hosted Formula E race happening. Players then learned the track, trained the track, and then it became Cup of the Day afterwards. That is like the first time that we had that. Especially both things are Nadio-hosted. That was the one and only time we had it like that.
Mario's favorite stat here afterwards as well. We have Hendo versus Down was the final of the cover night 43 times throughout the year. So this final right here, Hendo and Down, happened 43 times, and 34 of which Hendo won. Which definitely wouldn't put a smile onto Mario's face or anything like that.
Okay, and then the last one is more putting a smile on my face. In the last award show, which was in April, as I mentioned earlier, people were saying, yeah, this has to be an achievement of the year. We didn't put it into achievement, but now rather in the interesting facts. So Hendo achieved a triple. We had that in his details. And I achieved a quadruple, winning all 3 Cup of the Days and getting the world record on the map from the 25th of April. Was a map featuring the rally car. So then we got the track of the day interesting facts. First of all, Flyer has twice tied the track of the day world record in the year. Then we have 4 months in a row there was a cut on the track of the day from the second day of the month. Like when I noted down all the cuts from track of the days, I realized it was, I think, around June, July, August, September, somewhere there. Always the second day of the month had a cut 4 times in a row, in 4 months of a row. So then the track of the day from the 9th of December, that's rather recent still. You might remember it had that wrong and unreachable author time. It actually got fixed. Also people now can actually get the AT. It's still a difficult one, but it was fixed afterwards, was possible somehow without deleting the records.
A typo by Aryan when he put in the time. He typed it by 1 second.
Yeah. And then we got the world record on the track of the day from the 1st of July. That was the one and only real LOL Cup of the day. And this was done in the Cup of the Day seeding, and it remained world record the whole 24 hours, driven literally in the seeding of the Cup of the Day. I think that is the first time that a seeding time remained world record. Yeah. One thing I didn't mention in Track of the Days, I didn't write it down. We included it in the last TM Awards. Sin is having a streak of getting top 100 in Track of the Days. And last time we included it because Happy Wok got 530 days top 100 in a row, and it ended very cinematic on the 1st of April. LOL map, of course, he got 100 first, and then he stopped playing TrackMania. And Sin is actually having a streak that is still ongoing. He is already at 700 something days in a row where he reached top 100 in the track of the day. But this will come into the award show once his streak ends. Maybe he will reach the 1000. I don't know.
Yeah, if he reaches the 1000 and then ends, that would be cinema.
So now we got some new tricks that you can see in these videos. First of all, a small press forward gear up trick. It's a TAS trick.
Yeah, so you can gain 100 on a gear. You can see here maybe a bit of a difference on the cars. You can gain 100. Yeah, there you go, on a straight of 14 seconds.
Yeah, a small release right before a certain gear change was found. So this one is already super known now, but this clip went quite viral when that was, I think, in the very beginning, then in January or something, when Mata played this here and got this big backward swoop. And nowadays many people actually use this in some of these fun maps.
Yeah, it's a thing that wasn't that doable back in the day in the old snow environment, but now in this game with the ice blocks and the boosters and everything, it's much more useful.
Yeah, in the old game you didn't really have boosters on ice. So then we have another small TAS trick in the rally environment where I don't know why, but the car is actually gaining speed there on the side.
Yeah, this time it's not 100, but I think it's even 200s or something in front. Yeah. Incredible stuff, as we can see here. 200s, incredible.
But we have a trick that people can actually do, and that is this start ramp on simple bay maps. Also this is the over water road, and this start ramp with a perfectly timed release, you can actually gain time. And there was a moment last year where world records on such simple tracks were then beaten because they improved massively. And in the comparison here, you can see how the car is literally just getting more speed. We have another video there, you can also see it very good. It is in the other track. It's the same start block, and we can then go into the comparison. And you see also here how there is just a speed gain, like quite massively, like it's almost a full car length ahead. And I mean, this game is out since a long time, and then you had suddenly such a massive improvement there.
Just release and you gain a few hundreds, that's crazy. That over 20 years old, of course.
Alright, then some achievements that we didn't.
Calling it achievement is kind of funny.
Yeah, of course not Riulu got that achievement, but the guy that got that record here, Lufok posted it. It happened again.
Yeah, he had
in TrackMania Turbo Lagoon track. The last cheated time from Riulu got beaten. They were of course not in the leaderboard anymore, but the times were then still known that Riulu had, and it got beaten now.
Yeah, on track 69, the very last one in TM Turbo.
Yeah, then we have a Cybreed, who is an American. He tells it here.
Yeah, it's like basically this story here, right?
Yeah.
Or should I?
Became the first person to complete them all, and how being American gave me the advantage to do so.
Yeah, basically the first sentence we couldn't hear at all. But there is a LOL server in TrackMania 2, and it has 8,415 maps, and he is the first person to actually finish all of these tracks. Like, this is his personal achievement, but still quite massive. He made a video about it. There it is. Yeah, and then we have what I mentioned earlier. Granati got that clean sweep already, and that was the tournament where he managed to do that. The final is now not very exciting. Of course, Roa had to risk because Granati literally won every single round until then. And
yeah, one of the reasons, of course, he was able to win Classic Player of the Year then as well.
Yeah, surely. The main reason.
Yeah.
So, then other funny stats. So, the Smurfs Cup. There is a Smurfs Cup Canyon and a Smurfs Cup Valley. The Canyon one is every single week. The Valley one is twice a month. And they run both already since many years. And the Canyon Smurfs Cup already reached a 600th edition during last year. And the Valley Smurfs Cup this 250th. And always these numbers have then a special Smurfs Cup. And those two literally happened in the same week, just 3 days apart from each other. It's just an interesting, funny fact that the two special cups from both environments happened basically within 3 days. The next thing is the Very Nice Time Cup. This is the competition, a weekly cup where only the winner gets a point. And there were 7 players on the server, and 6 of them won in the first 6 rounds. And then came this round, and what happens? The 7th player actually was the guy ahead. And after 7 rounds, everyone had exactly 1 point. That was so unlikely to happen. Just a funny moment.
By the way, this document is not linked anywhere, but maybe if Marius wants to link it afterwards in the chat, you can maybe see it there then as well if you want to see any of these videos as well.
Yeah. We can do that. So the 4 random winners of the Frontiers Cup, so there were many, but there was an RPG track and people could hunt, and if they get an author time, they got 4 tickets, for gold medal 3 tickets, silver 2, bronze 1, and then 2 random players with a spinning wheel won then 4 different people won then actually 20 euros. There were actually a lot of players, and the spinning wheel was done alphabetically. And the spinning wheel in all four times stopped at the exact same position, always at around S and R. So these 4 players that won, they literally were very sus next to each other in the spinning wheel. So there was a clip to that. Sadly, the clip is not here anymore. It is not available on Twitch anymore, otherwise I would have included. But it was just so unlikely. Like, everyone else had no chance in the spinning wheel. It ended always at the letter S. Yeah, and then we have this amazing post here. We can have a look how much deep dip affected TrackMania. TrackMania got also very high up in the ranking between games. But yeah, here you see the impact from March, April, and then into May with the hours watched. Like, what an incredible increase that you see there. Yeah, things that we didn't really include into the TrackMania awards because we cannot really be proud of that. That is, for example, the Cup of the Days that didn't work. There is a funny meme about this. You remember
representation
Christmas?
of
Yeah, but it was not only in Christmas. We had earlier in the TrackMania awards the one nominee where the whole Div 1 got knocked out, but also this map here wasn't getting a Cup of the Day, and I included now this video because the run was very close to be nominated for World Record of the Year, and the map was also a contender for Track of the Day of the Year. Of course, very unfortunate for this map to not having a Cup of the Day on it. And yeah, Wall here with an amazing world record as well. I think he was like 5 or 6 tenths ahead of second place.
Mm.
Yeah, and that also didn't work. So then we have we had in the Marchi Monday finals Heath playing under the name of Tark, which meant that Tark then got disqualified and also banned from the competition. Everyone moved up a position, especially nice for Inferno. The top 8 win pretty good money. Inferno was 9th and got up to 8th.
Yeah, so there was basically prize money for the Marchi Monday competition. Heath was banned from the Marchi Monday competition already, and Tark qualified. But instead of Tark playing, Heath played on his account and then got into top 5 or something.
Top 3, I think, even.
Or top 3 even. Yeah, and he would have then obviously taken the prize money. So yeah, in my opinion, Heath should be banned from most tournaments just for that already. But most people don't care for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah.
Yeah. Also, some cheats we had on Shorty's Invisible Track of the Day map. If you can remember, 1st of April, a map where you couldn't see the track. But then people in the Track of the Day hunt used some cheats where they let other ghosts start ahead and then you could just follow them. Was also like the moment of last year, which it's very map specific. We never had that. Otherwise, you don't really use this. But there it was extremely useful. And then we had a bug. You see it here with Mother. He should have gotten the reactor boost in the Formula E race much earlier, and then it came out of nowhere. But okay, he was like, okay, now it's there. But then his reactor boost just never went away. Usually you are supposed to have this for a certain amount of time, and then it runs out, and you can use it twice in the race. But his boost stayed forever. And that is, of course, a huge advantage then. He also didn't really know what he should do with that. He was then overtaking one person after the next. And at some point he said, yeah, let's just drive backwards. But of course, if that happens to a very competitive player that wants to win in the season, like he didn't really try that here, but if that happens to a guy in front, like how should he react when he gets that bug? That is, of course, annoying. We had, of course, some issues in the Formula E races. You saw that lag earlier as well. Okay.
You basically get gifted a win, but it wouldn't count. Like, what do you do?
Miscellaneous stuff that I couldn't really fit into the other things. The Random Map Challenge got an update, a website with leaderboards for each year. Then the next thing, that is also Formula E, the same track. It was a snipe. I didn't know where to get the footage from. It was hidden on Twitch. Thanks to Torpo, we found it. Scrappy overtakes here Vosail in the last turn because Scrappy had slightly bit more energy. This is the gap here. Scrappy and Vosail going into the finish right there. Scrappy had like 0.2, 0.1 energy more, and that was enough to overtake Vosail. And then stall right ahead of Vosail. Was an interesting finish. Was the first Formula E race, and it's about 300 euros difference who gets first and who gets second. It was for the win. So it was a very crazy thing, actually. So then we have the biggest bingo game. It's a virtual video. You see all the names. We're at 500 or something. I don't know where you could see that, but I think it was such a high number. Scrappy just uploaded this jinxer that comes from last year. Sound, we need sound.
How did you turn on sound on shorts?
In the top. In the top of the video, you see it.
Ah, there. Okay, I
Yeah.
didn't know.
I still think we're gonna have an entire session of nothing. Or I'll get it and then I fly to the wrong place.
He literally just uploaded that to YouTube, and that is from Nasty, of course, and also Jinx. So then a coast cut that I didn't include, but I thought this is now a new record from this year, but the same map version in TrackMania United already got this cut done last year. He went backwards in the start, directly onto this road, and goes now into the finish, but jumps basically to one more checkpoint that he needs to get, which is in the tunnel. It's actually crazy that this is faster, but these cliff roads, they don't have checkpoints. And now comes an overwall and a hill climb, which is actually crazy with Coast Car, that this is possible like this, and then finishing from behind. And it is better because these cliff roads have no checkpoints, so there are huge gaps. So all of the things that this ghost here is now driving, you basically skip. No checkpoint here. The first checkpoint comes at the exit of the tunnel.
Yeah, it's 3 seconds faster in the end. 3 seconds of a difference. 14 seconds behind in the first checkpoint, because he obviously took that one right behind.
Also,
the
these
start
two
as well.
turns, you don't need to do. There's the start, and here's the first checkpoint that the cut does. So you go directly onto this road, but the difficulty is to actually get the cut done. Like, first of all, the jump, then the overwall and the hill climb. Alright, then we have Schenker trying to join the OK Boys. There are multiple funny clips.
That I am not German.
As a meme of the year, but we didn't include it because it was just like a more OK Boys meme, of course, but worth a mention as well. Him trying to... he also made a full PowerPoint as well about everything. He would probably call it Scam of the Year or something instead of Meme of the Year.
Yeah, he also made some science in the Bomb Cup, so actually many people have seen that, how he tries to join us. Yeah, and then two more things that we forgot in the award show of 2023. One of them is a comeback. I've seen that later. That is a thing with Massa. That was in the beginning of 2023. Virtual hosted campaign cups back then, like one day after the campaign was out. And in the grand final...
And since Massa is not in first, I assume he too hit the wall. Yeah, 4 big crashes there in the opening turns.
Yeah, in the grand final, or was it grand? Ah, no, it's red maps. It must be then before. I don't know.
No,
anyway,
or something.
Yeah. Anyway, he made that early crash and he made an incredible comeback.
So it's a 2-lap NASCAR map, and he was very good on it. He was like world record pace, kind of driving close to it.
Larson first. Deska in second, surely Massa will not snipe this away. Surely Massa, who crashed early, will not get first place here.
Nah, you had to include this. Fuck.
3-10 lead.
Good that you forgot.
3 tenths ahead, Massa, no, don't do it to him. Don't break his ankles like that. Oh,
my ankles still haven't healed. Insane round though, insane round.
And
would
then...
have been like, it would have been like top 10 time for sure.
Now the last thing of today's award show, this video that we actually forgot last time, and it has 97 million views. No, 75 million views. No, okay. But also a lot more.
Not that important then, yeah.
Like this year, the biggest one, the AI video by Josh, had 3 million, but this year literally had 75 million. And we forgot about it. I don't even know how, because I really liked that video and somehow. It's music synchronized with a PF track basically, or the PF track is rather synchronized to the music.
Yeah, this right here. Somehow missed this one. but it's just because he had so many of the, like, Doodle Chaos had so many of these. Also the year before, I think he had another one with
Yeah, and that
100
had even
million
more views. That has even 120
Yeah.
million views or something. Also,
Yeah, that's probably the reason why.
Probably that's
insane
the
stuff.
most views TrackMania video that the one from before.
Yeah.
So
one had 74 million, the other one had, yeah, that's definitely the most viewed TrackMania video.
That concludes everything.
Yeah, that were then the TrackMania Awards 2024. I hope you enjoyed, and also the little segment of all the other interesting facts. Of course, thank you all for watching, engaging with the awards and everything. As we said, it was quite a bit of work for us all to put this all together. You can join the Discord if you want to find out anything more for next year, or maybe also help with some of the research and stuff, or help us out in general, maybe with organizing the actual awards and deciding the nominees and stuff like that as well. But yeah, for that we have the Discord link in the description or in the command there as well in the chat. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and that then concludes the TrackMania Awards 2024. Definitely fantastic year. So much stuff happened, and yeah, I hope that 2025, the upcoming year, becomes just as great as it as well. Thank you all for watching. Take care, and see you next year.
Bye bye.
Weiß nicht, ob du jetzt noch den